a good amount of games to be able to form an opinion, and obviously pre-season Brad and Shane Snibson kind of came to some views on where they thought clubs were at and where we thought they'd go this season. So I've kind of broken this up into kind of three categories: the clubs that are punching above their weight, the clubs that are meeting expectations, so our expectations, and then the ones that would classify as under pressure or perhaps not performing the way we thought. So if you look at North Ballarat, clearly they're punching above expectation. North Ballarat are a strong football club. It's very rare that we see them in the bottom half of the ladder across any year, but this season, in terms of they're first on the ladder after finishing 7th in 2025. So, Macca, I reckon they're punching above their weight at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. Like we thought they were going to play finals, but we were thinking bottom couple of positions in the top six, whereas we didn't expect them to be sitting on top of the ladder. And to be the major reason for that, I believe, is because they're the number one defence. They have the least amount of scores against. It breaks down to about two goals per quarter against for North Ballarat, which is that's fantastic. They're just hard to score against.
Click the link and tell us why you'd like to win, and then wait for the call from PT. Top Up Tuesday, thanks to Metro Tune Mobile LPG repairs and the station lending a helping hand to get Ballarat moving. 3BAFM 102.3.
Zambrero is turning up the feel-good with the new Nourish Plus Bowl and Burrito. Built with nourishing ingredients like fresh kale and cabbage slaw, house-made guac, spiced sesame crunch, and tangy pickled onions. Layered with flavour, texture and balance in every bite. Looks great and tastes even better. It's sure to be your new go-to for a limited time only. Zambrero, feel good Mex.
Looking for something special this winter? Discover Ballarat's most unique dining experience. The Private Igloos, available until the end of August. Gather your friends, secure your cosy igloo, or dine inside in the warm dining room. Great food, vibrant atmosphere. Open Wednesday to Sunday with free function spaces available. Eat, drink and experience winter like never before at the Market Hotel.
When you need it cleaned or emptied, who's local, fast and friendly? Sludge Busters. You need to call Sludge Busters.
Do you have a septic tank emergency? Call Sludge Busters. Fast response, reliable and experienced. And the team travels out of town. No panic, no mess, no mucking around. In trouble, Sludge Busters gets it sorted.
When you need it cleaned or emptied, who's local, fast and friendly? Sludge Busters. You need to call Sludge Busters.
No one understands paddock to play better than Sinclair Meats. This week, swing by for incredible specials like whole Wagyu rump $29.99 a kilo, Wagyu brisket $22.99, chicken breast schnitzels $14.99, and pork belly boneless $19.99 a kilo till Tuesday. Sinclair Meats, your local farmer, butcher and supplier. Visit 828 Latrobe Street, Delacombe, or order online with free local delivery over $50. No one understands paddock to play better than Sinclair Meats.
The Audi end of financial year sale event is now on at Audi Centre Ballarat. For a limited time, receive price reductions equal to the luxury car tax amount on select Audi models. With opportunities across our progressive range of models, now's the time to drive away in a new Audi. Don't miss out, sale ends June 30. While stocks last, see website for T's and C's, LMCT 11971.
Hello, Neil Horsey from National Tiles. At 893 Latrobe Street, we've teamed with Solomon's Flooring to give you a one-stop superstore. So if it's tiles, carpet, stone, vinyl, timber or hybrid, it's all here. Building or renovating, for expert advice, rush in now and save. National Tiles, Solomon's Flooring, one-stop superstore. 893 Latrobe Street, Ballarat.
Stop till we let you.
Now it's back to McDonald's BFNL action, thanks to our number one ticket holder, D2E Gym. From Delacombe to Wendouree, you're never too far from a D2E. This is 3BA Football.
And welcome back to 3BA Footy's Home Ground. Thanks to D2E Gym. From Delacombe to Wendouree, you're never too far from a D2E. We're live here for round 7 action in the Ballarat Football Netball League. Sebastopol, the second place side, currently on the live ladder, hosting the first place, North Ballarat. Sam Young, Roger LeGrand to bring all the action live from the commentary box. And thanks to One Life Insurance, Brad McGowan joins us here, boys, for what is going to be an enthralling contest between arguably the two best sides to start season 2026.
Yeah, sure is, Young. It's going to be a fantastic game. We heard earlier on both coaches for both Sebastopol and North Ballarat mentioned that they've both got real strengths at half-back, and it really will be a half-back-dominated game. They both create from half-back. They're both very hard to get past at half-back. And then they create their offense from there. So it'll be interesting to see what each opposing coach does in terms of trying to stop the opposition half-back. And, generally that is you play a defensive forward. So you play one of your half-forward flanks or key forwards on some of their players. For example, we would expect that Clint Proctor would probably try and do something to stop the opposition coach, Tony Lockyer, at half-back.
We've had 2 weeks to prepare for it, and that's sometimes, I think, for a coach, it's a blessing and a curse, because you might be able to overthink some of those matchups, and I wonder from your perspective, Brad McGowan as a former coach and doing some player oppo work, how much thought do you have to what was your method? Was there setting a time frame to focus on things? Because it'd be so easy to be indecisive and say, well, I've got to put someone on, say, Tony Lockyer, for example, and I'll go, I might do this, might do that, might do this. How much do you just go, no, I'm going to go with my first gut feeling, or before I consult my other coaches, that kind of thing? What was sort of your methodology around that?
Well, it depends on what access you have in terms of stats and vision. Obviously, here in the BFL, you have both. So you'd start with the stats, and you go, well, okay, what do the opposition teams do quite well? And so if we look at North Ballarat, yep, they're really good as a defensive side. Then you can go into what players do that. And statistically, Sam Glover averages about 30 possessions at half back and gets 13 or 14 intercept possessions. So you'd be going, right, there's a target for me. I've got to try and stop Sam Glover. And you don't have that many mechanisms. I mean, you've got to have your own forward structure, so you've probably got one player that you would put to him to try and stop his influence. Now, Sam Glover's going to go where the ball goes, so do you put your best forward in Joel Edwards on him because you know the ball's going to go there each time, or do you go with maybe a second or third forward? Someone like Minari for Sebastopol is probably what I'd do today, and put him on him and see if he can then cause a 0-all draw. Ideally, I don't care if, I would say Minari, I don't care if you don't kick any goals. I just don't want Glover to have 30 possessions. You're not going to keep him to 10, but you might keep him to 15 as opposed to 30. And then, so that's the defensive forward element, Youngie. And then there'll be always one midfielder that you would go, okay, who's their best midfielder? I can't stop them all. And in terms of their midfielders, how do they hurt you? Are they a player that just hurts you at the stoppage? So you'd have a look at the statistics and go, do they get lots and lots of clearances? If so, then maybe we just need to put a body on him and not have someone like, I used to call that the oppo hit zone player, have someone just play on him and that player doesn't get to be the target. So our ruck never tries to hit to him, he just tries to shut them down. Or do you need more of a player to run with that player all over the ground? Maybe there's someone that hurts you more on the outside, so you need someone like a Felix Henderson who can run all over the ground. Maybe North Ballarat need to put someone onto him to do that.
Someone who's always got his pulse on what's going on the ground is our man Sam Treasure, who joins us boundary side, the national one. Sammy, welcome back. And what do you see from the players warming up down there ground level thus far?
Thanks, Youngie. Yeah, I'd say it's not a bad day today for footy, but I wouldn't say it's fantastic either here at Muddy Bush. There is a few big clouds circling around and just some rain starting to dribble. It's about 12 degrees, feeling like 8, with a small cross breeze getting carried from the Mount Clear side across to the Midland Highway side. Young legend Cooper Greenbank, who is here following me around today, made mention that it is a great day for footy, so I have already given him the lesson on commentators' curse, and that we are in fact in Ballarat, and it's just as volatile as the stock market is about now.
That is a life lesson for Cooper, is death taxes and us getting it wrong for Preview Footy's home ground. But thank you for joining us, boundary side. And Sammy, and you mentioned a little bit of wind. Is either end for the listeners maybe just joining us favoured by that breeze, or is it more of a cross breeze that really won't probably impact the scoring end either way?
No, I think it's more of just a light cross breeze, Sam. When you look at the trees, there's not really heaps of movement. I might be able to tell you a little bit more in a sec when I get a good look at the warm-up, but I don't think it's going to have a massive impact on the game. But I'm just looking forward to this scintillating clash 1v2, as I think all our listeners tuning in should be as well.
Certainly are. Thank you very much, Sammy Treasure, boundary side. And you're right, it is going to be a scintillating clash because there's just big matchups across the field. We've already spoken about some, and one person I want to speak about a little bit in detail, Roger the Grand. He was a Sporting Globe player of the day last time out in Bailey Medwell, who has made the transition the last couple of seasons after a bit of a stint in the VFL program from outside midfielder to inside mid, and he played his best game since being back from long-term injury last week, particularly second half. He was the difference.
Absolutely, and let's remember with Bailey, interrupted pre-season,
yes.
So that was second or third game back for him, I think. Third game back, you're telling me, for this season, and he rose to another level when the game was on the line, didn't he? And really pleased to see the evolvement, I suppose, of him as a footballer. As you said, traditionally we had seen him as that outside winger, but as we can see in the warm-ups now, he's in and amongst it and trying to win stoppage clearance.
We're looking at the Sebastopol midfield do their warm-up, as you said. They've got Toby Hutt, who's the best ruckman in the competition right now. You've got Lockie Cassidy. Did you say it's his 100th game for the club?
100th senior game for the club today, which is a great feat to him. And of course, a former Henderson medalist.
So he's a star of the competition. You've got Banbury in there. You've got Keel in there. Felix Henderson. That is a star-studded. And Bailey Medwell, who's come back from playing VFL footy. Like, that's a star-studded Sebastopol midfield. That's got to be one of the best, like overall depth. One of the Sorry, it is the deepest midfield in the competition.
And the guy that you mentioned there, Luke Keele, like seeing him back at full flight, you got to remember a couple of years ago when he broke his leg, there was talks that he may never play footy again. The former Sebastopol coach, when there was that bad of a break, and thought maybe you'd give it away. He come back at the back end of last year to remarkable to everyone, play a few games of footy, but to see him come back to his best, where he's obviously one of the best players in the VFL program for a number of years, but to see him now translate that scintillating ability to find the footy at the source again has been really pleasing on the eye. A big reason why Sebas have made a charge up the ladder.
Well, exactly. To have someone like Luke Keele as not your star player, he was a really fantastic leader and dominant player in the VFL, the level above, for a long time. So,
and in Darwin, he's done some good things as well.
Did he win a list, didn't we? We would have gone close.
I don't think he won one, no, but he was certainly a very high-impact player and teammate of Tony Lockyer, etc., and one of those leading Sebas players that came across. And then you go across to North Ballarat. They're going to have real strength with David Brinker-Ritchie in the ruck. He'll probably beat Toby Hutt in terms of taps, but Hutt's been so good around the ground, marking it, kicking goals, etc. I do think there's real pressure on that North Ballarat inside midfield group, though. We talked about early on that they are struggling a little bit for clearances. They lose Brock Leonard for the season, so that's going to be an area for challenge for him.
Still out, and he's in and under a ball winner.
Yeah, for me, it's the pace on the outside, and the one that I think they're missing the most is Reggie Palmer. He's made the transition similar to Bailey Medwell from outside player to inside player. He's been the best 3 of the 5 times. He's broken his arm, so he's out for about close to 2 months, probably 6 weeks is the best case scenario for him. So that pace on the footy coming out of centre bounce I think is really important with the new ruck rules. And you look at the difference with Sebas, like they've able to come out of centre clearance a number of times with Felix Henderson with pace, Bailey Bedwell with pace, whereas I don't think North Ballarat now, without Reggie, have that dynamic player that can come out of the midfield a little bit more. So do they look to their bag of tricks? Does Sam Glover get some striker minutes? Does even the Mercurial Jamie Quick get some striker minutes to try and get a bit of a different look through the midfield? That'll be a question we'll have to answer this afternoon.
Players moving to their positions now. We have seen Glover gone back. There was some conjecture pre-game as to whether he would go forward, but he's gone to a defensive position, which is interesting. Tony Lockyer gone back. We know he's a bit of a swingman macker. Clearly he was always going to start back. And then Seb Collins, who's done such a wonderful job in the ruck before Brinker-Ritchie got here, has gone forward as well. So interesting matchups.
So Seb Collins has gone straight to Tony Lockyer. So it looks like he's the man to do that role. I mean, Seb Collins is the forward and Lockyer is the half back, but it's Lockyer that's carrying Seb Collins around wherever he wants to go right now.
Yeah, and Luke Keele, he's done some big jobs in the last month of footy next to Josh Morris, who's been a real barometer to the success of North Ballarat as well. So that could be a match up there as well.
And Minari has gone to Glover, as we thought might happen.
And Loverson's gone to Little Hales too in his first game for North. So a bit of size with Loverson, so that'll be interesting to see how he goes as well.
Yes. Bit different from punting in Arizona. As we're ready to go for this big clash, the Marty Bush Reserve off and running with Hutt getting the first knockdown for Sebas, and coming through was Medwell, continuing on his form. Left foot kick will go with a shallow entry inside forward 50. Glover unable to mark. He'll lead the race to the contest though, got the hands free. And in the end, just ushered towards the boundary line for North Ballarat out of bounds. Inside defensive 50, opening kick went the way of Sebas. 45 metres out from goal, we'll get a ball in.
And that's something they're going to have to deal with all day. I'm expecting Sebas will probably have the ascendancy in the inside. It's just whether they can win that next line or whether North Ballarat's halfbacks are too good.
Little House doing the ruck for Sebas, and he's knocked it straight back over the line. So as we've come to expect with North Ballarat, Jared Curran picking up the premier key forward of the opposition, in this case Joel Edwards. So big job again for Curran today. He's been pretty good the last few weeks for North Ballarat. Ball back into play. Brinker-Ritchie versus Little House for Sebas. Clever knockdown to Medwell for Sebas. Gets the handball onto the hobble hop. Round 1, round 2, couldn't get round a third. Gave it back to Medwell for Sebas. He went for a short dinky dive. Wouldn't have gone 5 metres, a little over 15. And a kick from the 100-gamer Cassidy is a miss. Goes out of bounds on the forward side, the behind post at the velodrome end of the ground, Samuel.
I was waiting for the crescendo of the crowd to live. Cassidy's first touch, 35. I couldn't believe his luck of the kick off the outside of the boot of Medwell, and in the end he sent it out in the full. So missed opportunity there for the Borough and the 100-gamer. As North Ballarat team in the defence through Morris will thump a long ball towards the outside. Tallest man in the pack will always be Brinker-Ritchie, but he couldn't get full access to it. Ball hits the turf, and in the end is off hands. Well, umpire's picked out a free kick actually. It's going to go the way of North Ballarat on the outside, virtually good 150 metres away from our broadcast position. We're a couple of minutes in to the opening term here at the Marty Bush Reserve. Long right foot kick is down the line. Big flies on came from Lockyer. Ball towards the line, kept alive by Quinlan. And by North Ballarat, umpires a free kick, high contact. It's going to go the way of Sebastopol. First to it was Hutt, and he'll give it a quick hand pass.
Over to Buckley now. Goes long down the line towards half forward for Sebast, but Glover, as he so often does, gets back to take the mark for North Ballarat. He's hit two teammates and they both dropped it. But in the end, Curran had enough time for North Ballarat to pick the ball up and kick it long down the wing. It's gone askew though, and out in the full. Brad McGowan for One Life Insurance. McWigan, a bigger role today with no other key forward down there. He's playing that small forward role.
Yeah, he's going to have to be important North Ballarat have just struggled to move the ball forward, haven't they? As we see Sebast switching the ball.
They got all the way towards Truson half back. Now have the bar and found Curtin. He'll transition across to the veteran of Wilkinson at half back. Just assesses his options and wants to go with the kick in the measured direction of Medwell between three. And the kick was perfectly weighted. And Medwell strong. Paid the mark. Handball off there to Cassidy. The bar will go towards half forward. They've got loose players waiting for one. Is Little Hales. He'll mark. 55 from goal. Centering ball to a dangerous area. It was really just to the advantage of Fletcher. Takes the mark.
It was a good kick. Yeah, it was a good kick. They're not really any closer to goal. He switched it from one side to the other, which is generally what you're told not to do, because that's a 50-metre switch. The ball hung in the air for a long time. You generally say do 25-metre switches, but they were able to mark the ball. Now Fletcher will line up. Well, he's going to have to kick from 50, though, in the end, isn't he, Rog?
He is, and he averages a goal a game in his 26 Ballarat Football League games. He's probably been one that snuck under the radar a little bit. He's had a really good season as Jacob Fletcher. This will test every bit of his kicking ability, and it's long, a distance not a worry at all, but gone to the left-hand side and through from behind. So on the Metro scoreboard, the first score of the afternoon has gone the way of Sebastopol. They are one behind, North yet to score.
Yeah, I was going to say, Sammy Church, has the breeze picked up?
It has, Youngie, and it's actually blowing the other way now. It's blowing towards the Mount Clear side, so I think it might be favouring that Velodrome end just slightly, but it is still a mainly cross breeze.
It's gotten darker and a little bit of precipitation as well, so maybe the Borough kicking with an aided breeze as down the middle goes Morris, spearing past, and it was a beauty, found Lockett. He'll go quickly with the wheel and go towards a vacant half-forward line. Collins trying to get across. Has support there in Quinlan. Can he keep it alive? No, he cannot. Ball's gone out of bounds. But two kicks. They've gone from full-back all the way inside 450 of North Ballarat here at the 4.5-minute mark of the opening turn.
The half-back for North Ballarat, Josh Morris, is such a powerful kick. He kicks the ball 55-plus every time, and that gave them so much territory there to get that inside 50. But again, North Ballarat didn't necessarily look very dangerous when they did get it in that forward half. Just struggling to get their structure right at the moment.
It's a very small forward line for North. Different without Granger Barras, that's for sure. As the ball comes back into play, Hutt won the hit out for Sebastopol. I don't know whether that was a handball, but it came back North Ballarat's way. Quick kick in the forward line. Luck is a fortune, and we've seen this plenty of times before. Will Quinlan just finds himself in front, 35 metres from goal.
Yeah, he's that clever little forward. You generally don't mean to actually kick it on his head. He's the smaller player that's meant to turn around, but as you said, that one just dropped short. Quinlan read it best.
Yeah, smart positioning in the dangerous corridor position from the kick. And as you called so well, Roger Bulgarian lacks a fortune. Playing in front benefits him. So Quinlan starts his approach for the first goal of the afternoon here at the 5.5-minute mark of the opening term. Rifle kicks on its way. Gompire does a little bit of a dance, and in the end, flicked the inside of the post, and maybe an extra code advantage. Mark Costwell, and a minor score on the Metro scoreboard. It's 1 point apiece here at the Marty Bush Reserve.
So Jack Buckley with the kick-out duties for Sebas. He plays on and comes out broadcast side in front of the big crowd here at Marty Bush Reserve. Glover flew, couldn't mark it. Bambury did the roving, says Sebas, and he's going to be pinged for hold the ball. Didn't look a lot of prior opportunity in that, and he's arguing his point with the umpire, but it won't change the decision. Harvey Lewis, the recipient of the free kick, goes inboard and finds Josh Morris, who's content to slow the play down. He's in the centre square now for North Ballarat. He plays on and kicks long to half forward. Who's he got up there? Collins will be one of the flyers. Had one hand to it, couldn't get a second. Ball spills to ground. North with the numbers down low. Felix Henderson actually snatched the ball out of the North player's hand for Sebas and kicked it. It'll be Sammy Young's favourite signal, the lasso.
Well, actually, in the end, the umpire's going to say it was touched, so the central umpire said it was touched with the boot and has overridden the boundary umpire on the spot. So ball wins the result and no lasso yet, but it'll be coming Kicking fast this afternoon at the Marty Bush Reserve. Brendan Ritchie with the tap for North Ballarat. Ben Hart, the Shark, is tackled immediately in the hand pass. Will still work out for the Borough. Banbury off the Henderson. Left foot kick down the line. Wasn't to the advantage of Edwards. Curran for North Ballarat able to just disguise that well and walk it over the line, and a ball into the result.
The heavens are opening up for all our listeners. A bit of rain falling now.
Stay dry, Sammy and Cook. That's all I'm going to say. As the weather has turned here at the Marty Bush Reserve. The ball is in between half forward and centre wing on the outer side. Toby Hutt up against Brenka Ritchie. With the points to Brenka Ritchie on this occasion. The neutral ball in. Must be a free kick for a hold. It'll go the way of Sebas, who, to be fair, to start this game, have been first to the footy. And Ben Hunt, right foot kick will go inside, forward 50. Manari from the back, a foul short for him. Waiting in for the crumbs was Keel. He couldn't just quite pick it up in the slightly greasy conditions. North Ballarat able to clear, but might come back to inches. Curtin will take the mark on the defence side centre wing.
Sebastopol key defender, Curtin, one of their players who's really stepped up this season. His kick's a poor one, turned it over. Brinker Ritchie's claiming the mark. The umpire said, no, I reckon that hit the ground. The umpire's going to pay holding the ball against him in the end, and then advantage. Comedy of errors here, but Medwell ends up with a footy from around 40 metres out from goal and misses to the left-hand side by a long way. Goes out of bounds on the full. Brad McGowan, Sebas dominating clearance at the moment.
They are, and Sebas certainly looked the more attacking side, although neither team have been able to get much flow on the footy or much space. Even though Sebas have been trying to move the ball through the middle, North Ballarat's pressure's still been good, and certainly when Sebas are having shots on goal, they're being rushed by North's pressure. But North, on the other side of the coin, just haven't been able to get any ball movement. It's just slow down the line constantly.
Glover with a big ball. Lockyer with the big fly. In the end, he's spoiled ricochet back into his lap and will get a stoppage. And that was the old advantage that wasn't an advantage, being a big talking point in the AFL this week.
Well, at least the umpire stuck to it. He didn't call it back. That was the pleasing thing.
Midwell just got himself into a jam and missed all on sundry. It's just called so well. Roger Legrand as we're back underway. Tap one down by North Ballarat on this occasion. Comes in with Lewis. He couldn't quite pick it up, as that ball's going to be harder and harder to find. And off the Banbury from McCassidy was good for Sebas as a shallow entry inside 50. And somehow Keel takes the mark. Couldn't believe his luck. Well, maybe a claim for offhands from Morris. He was not happy when he turned to the umpire, but look, Keel has been paid the mark, and he'll lie from 50 on a 45-degree angle.
It was just an ugly kick up and under Keely somehow managed to mark. He's got this, certainly distance-wise. He'll kick it from 50, but he's got to learn that the ball certainly is being pulled towards that left post, so he needs to aim this one towards the right post.
The Sebas veteran, Luke Keel, from just inside 50. It'll take every bit of his boot, goes to the left. Every kick is going to the left. That one's gone on the full again. So Sammy Treasure's pre-game prediction that the wind was taking us across the ground towards Mount Clear is proving spot on, Brad.
And players just haven't learnt yet. It's almost like it's been a different player each time, and it's unfortunate for Sebas because they probably do have the wind going somewhat their way, but they've been wasting it so far.
Spot on again is our man, Sammy T, the best in the biz. Great to have him back this week. As we're back underway with Glover with another exit kick, high ball towards the outer side. Big ball came from Collins from North Ballarat, but Sebas with the crumbers at ground level. Spear and rifle kick wasn't required 15 to kill. No, it wasn't. Handball off to Toby Hutt. He'll go off to Henderson and be wrong-footed. Off to Buckley. His rifle kick over top is clever and finds the chest, and the mark is taken there by Sebas by McDonald. He's on a 45-degree angle, have to shoot from just outside 50, but in a way, with the way the breeze is going, this will be kind of a bit more protected for him, Brad McGowan.
Yeah, it will be. Again, he needs to aim for that right post, and again, someone who hasn't really had a shot, so we'll see if he learns from it.
When the best seats in the house, thanks to our good friends at D2E Gyms for this kick. Starts it right, and in the end, he's started too far right and sends it out in the fulls. That's 3 out in the fulls in the opening term.
Well, he did what you told him. he headed for that right post, just the behind post.
James McDonald might need to stick to riding the horses instead of taking my advice. Out in the full, free kick to North Ballarat. Score still 1 apiece on the Metro scoreboard.
Glover brings the ball back into play, goes across the goal and finds Purchase for North Ballarat. He plays on quickly, goes out to the outer side wing and finds Arts in space. He's looking further afield, doesn't have a lot to kick to at the moment, so elects to go long up the line. The Sebas coach gets back though, Tony Lockyer, and takes a chest mark. He's quick to play on and bring it across the ground, finds Jack Buckley for Sebas. He goes in short and finds Hutt around 45 minutes from the North Ballarat goal. Plays on, comes out broadcast side. Manari's come a long way up. Missed the target, the kick, and a mark taken by Bowman for North Ballarat.
So Bowman with the intercept from the poor exit kick and send North Ballarat into attack. Plays on this charge. Right foot kick will be inside forward 50. Hits the deck. Always sniffing at the heels. That one will be quick. He couldn't quite gather. Getting back as Medwell stripped over the tackle. So umpire wave play on his hands, knees. Handball was good, and handball sees the heart of the Toby Road. He broke the tackle off to Cassidy and they entered to the corridor. His chance for Sebas through Bambury to slingshot the other end towards Mason. He slides in, just couldn't take the mark. Handball back towards McDonald, and he spear tackled to the turf and gone. Hold the ball, free kick North Ballarat. Great tackling pressure, but a missed opportunity for Sebas going inside 50 on the slingshot.
Gee, they're exciting, Sebas. I love the way they move the ball through the middle there. They just can't break North Ballarat open at the moment.
Beautifully called, Sam Young, as Penny for North Ballarat comes up the line, the direction of Collins. Ruckman Hutt gets back over to his brother. He's under pressure, so he elects to go round the corner for Sebas. Long kick up the line. 2-on-1, North defenders win out. Lewis, was he taken high? Umpire said no. Ball went to ground. Lamb for North Ballarat went in. He was taken high, and the umpire said free kick, going the way of the North skipper, Elliot Lamb, right in front of the coaches' boxes here at Marty Bush Reserve.
I wouldn't be surprised if North Ballarat switched this year. They've been very disciplined at getting it to the defensive side because of that breeze, and there they go through Glover, switching it out to the defensive side.
Here's Loverson. Right foot kicks a measured one towards centre wing on the outside. Went for the target, Arts, who's not generally the marking target I choose.
No, but we talked before the game about why North Ballarat is so hard to score against. It's because they're so disciplined. Like, yes, they have a good back line, but they rarely bring the ball to the attacking side when they're coming out of defence. Now, it means it's hard for them to score, but it's proving that to make it very hard for Sebas to score here also.
13.5 minutes gone, opening term. Sebas get the clearance again, this time through O'Shea as he wobbles a long one inside forward 50. Bouncing ball. Will favour Minari at ground level. He just slides to his own advantage. Was he dragged back? Umpire says no, and in the end, numbers prevails. North Ballarat usher towards the boundary line. We'll get a ball in deep inside forward 50 in the left forward pocket.
If you know the Marty Bush Reserve, it's right in front of the velodrome, at the velodrome end of the ground, and if we had some stats on forward 50 entries, Sebas would be dominating at these early stages. 14 minutes into the first quarter for D2E Gyms. Throw-in goes over the ruckman's head. Tom Palmer goes in for North Ballarat, not able to pick up plenty. Kick off the ground. Could have been a free kick to Hommelhoff there. He, in the end, went back and got it. Gave it to Medwell. Burst through one, burst through two. Tried to do too much in the end. Free kick going the way of North Ballarat to the way of Braden Purchase. He plays on across the ground in the direction of McWigan. Great spoil from Ben Hutt. Out of play, around 55 metres from the Sebas goal.
That's the first time that North have brought it this side out of the back line. Be interesting because it just feels more dangerous this side. But Sebas certainly getting first use of the ball, aren't they? They just haven't been able to break it open because of that good North pressure.
Poor kick, had too much hang time, too easy to defend. Jolly with the ruck work, wins it down. And in the end, another stoppage. North Ballarat with a plethora of options, as we spoke about pre-game with Clint Proctor to roll through there. With Branka Ritchie, Collins, Jolly. So a bit of ruck work throughout the afternoon. Nice luxury to have. Little Hales for Sebas, won the tap though. Stripped from it was Shea, trying to come through the tackle, and in the end we'll get another stoppage inside 50 as we're starting to get bees to a honeypot sort of stuff. No goals kicked in the opening 15 minutes. We'll go once again. Points again to Little Hales with the tap. Cassidy on hands and knees, the hand pass off the Bambury. He heads it wide, and Medwell's been good early, but he's gone again. Hold the ball. Free kick will go the way of North Ballarat. Maybe just stuck the arm out, and that was his prior opportunity gone, said the umpire.
That'd be the fourth or fifth holding the ball decision against Sebas. North's pressure's been good, but Sebas just need to get rid of it that bit quicker.
The kick comes up the line. It's centre wing. No mark. Jolly for North Ballarat. Handball missed the target. Hummel for Sebas goes in. Handball's back to a teammate in McDonald. Long kick goes high. High, up and under, up right in front of the box. Brinker Ritchie flew. Ball went to ground. Medwell again. Kick was smothered. Bowman went in. Got a handball. The umpire says the ball has trickled out of bounds right in front of the North Ballarat box here at Marty Bush Reserve.
And you mentioned that Nathan Jolly's gone into the ruck for North Ballarat because Brinker Ritchie had gone off. And that's because Seb Collins, who also can do some ruck, is definitely playing that lockdown role on the Sebas coach Tony Lockyer, and he's doing it quite well because the last couple of times Tony's been in a position to mark it, and Seb, even though he's the forward, has got a hand in and just stopped Tony Lockyer, the half-back for Sebas, from marking the ball.
Back on the way, just take us out centre wing on the broadcast side for Sebas. North Ballarat getting poleaxed in the clearances in the early stages here. Can they find some ball use out there? The big fella in Brinker Ritchie. Well, he had 12 in his debut for North Ballarat single-handedly. So can he try to use his size here against Hutt, maybe get the ball moving forward? He wins it with the tap. Dangerous one into the corridor might open things up. Hummel first to react. Good left, good and right. Left foot kick go inside forward 50. Missed his target on this occasion. Back with Glover. Overran it. Rare mistake. He might open the door for Sebastopol. Handball was too hot in the end. Penny will come away with it. Kick into the corridor is a beauty. Finds Stone, the man that replaced him in Interleague as a late withdrawal last week. And North Ballarat will chip it over the top. Find its target on the centre wing, virtually opposite a broadcast position. Finds Arts. And this is where they're broken down in the early stages. Right foot kick now goes to half forward. It's a shallow kick in the end. Phillips, unopposed, takes the mark, and the Borough can look to rebound from the half back line.
I just didn't like the ball movement from North Ballarat. They had the ball pretty much in the middle of the ground, and they decided to go right out to the boundary line. It gave Sebastopol all the time to get back. It made it very hard for North to score.
Phillips' kick for Sebastopol put team under pressure, but there was enough numbers around to win the footy back, and Buckley now has it for Sebast. Comes out onto the wing, finds Curtin. Curtin right in front of his coach's box for Sebast. Comes inboard and finds Hutt. That's Ben Hutt. Plenty of numbers getting back for North Ballarat, so in the end he handballs over to Cassidy, nearly run down, got it in, and the kick missed its target. Mark taken by Penny. Plays on quickly, goes across goal, finds Glover for North Ballarat. North Ballarat with some space. Glover with that long left boot. Goes out onto the wing looking for Stone. Meets it on the bounce, picked up, handball over the top in the direction of Lamb. Lamb under pressure, hurry kick forward. It's going to miss everything. Lockett leads in the race spot of the ball. It's going to be a lasso free kick going the way of Sebas.
Gee, it's an opposing strategy battle, isn't it? North Ballarat switch and go to the defensive side and get it out of bounds. Sebas, bring it through the middle, go to the attacking side and try and score. But it's still 1 point all, 18 minutes into the first quarter.
Phillips kick's too tall for his intended target. It was touched, so it won't be a lasso free kick. We'll go ball in centre. Let's cross down our man Sam Treasure's been keeping a close eye on the benches, Sammy. What can you tell us at ground level how things are shaping?
It is a clean bill of health, Sam. I actually resulted to commentating in my car briefly while the rain was falling, but then I realised I sort of couldn't commentate on the benches from there. But no, clean bill of health down here.
We'll get back on the way here on centre wing on the outside from our broadcast position. Hand pass off to O'Shea. He tries the corridor kick. It's got to be perfect to Stewart. You've got a hand to break things up, and it might work out for Cal. He'll go with the hand pass over to McDonald. He has a loose player, and Fletcher inside 50, and he spots him out of the corner of his eye. The mark's taken by Jacob Fletcher, who's the only person who's able to find it behind thus far for Sebastopol, despite 3 out and full shots on goal. He'll line up.
Surely he's listened to you this time, Sammy. Surely.
So Jacob Fletcher, as you said, he's a goal-a-game operator. Had a very injury intro the last couple of seasons. A couple issues with his shoulder. Required a full reconstruction, but back playing every game thus far in season 2026. And trying to find the first major as we approach time on in the opening term. Fletcher comes in, right quick. Hey, I like that, the boot. And so is Fletch. The Borough get the first of the afternoon. 1-1-7 on the Metro scoreboard. North Ballarat the one behind.
Well, Sebas got what they deserve. They're the ones that are taking the game on, trying to create scores, and eventually they were able to break the ball open through the middle of the ground. North Ballarat defending very well, but they just, when they get the ball to at least halfway, I think North need to be that little bit more attacking and try and give themselves an opportunity to score. At the moment, they're just too slow with their movement, and they're often kicking into an outnumbered forward line, as in Sebas have got numbers back in there, and I just don't think North Ballarat have the talent inside forward 50 to be able to beat an outnumbered forward line at the moment.
Well, you would think the wet conditions would play to North's advantage, given they don't have any, or other than Lockett, any tall marking forwards.
Yep.
But time will tell. For One Life Insurance, those comments from Brad and McGowan as play gets back underway in the middle of the ground. Quick, a long way up the ground, comes forward, snaps it over his shoulder for North Ballarat. Lockyer worked Collins under the ball, came back in the direction of Wilkinson, got a handball to Banbury. Inboard comes the way of Hutt. His handball missed the target. Ball spills back to Quick, the opportunist. Collins goes in to try and win it. Quick kicks it off the ground. The ball spills out of play inside 50 at the North Ballarat end of the ground.
Jamie Quick and Ben Hutt just reconverging. Of course, famous at Limash Farm years ago with Chip Gate. I don't know if you haven't seen it, go check out the footage. Hot chip straight to the face. Thanks for coming.
I've never heard that one.
I haven't heard that one yet.
They haven't forgot. It was a final. Jamie Quick's got some chips, and they're all run across Ben Hutt after a kick to goal from the crowd. Very famous moments in the Ballarat Free League's history.
Clearly.
So he put his hand over the boundary line,
Yes.
grabbed some chips off someone,
and
threw him at his opponent.
Yes, and Ben, the chip gate comes back every year.
YouTube?
Check it out. Check it out. Back on the way here at the half-forward line. at the Marty Bush Reserve. One down there by Collins. McGuigan knocks it inside forward 54 North Ballarat. Banbury spins on a dime. Kick off the inset will work. Goes inside down to Littlehouse, does the Borough. Although turnover incoming is well played by Penny to shake and bake his way through a whoopie tackler. Pressure by Sebastopol and by Cassidy. Keel, one hand pick up superb. Ran into a wall in Morris. Umpire said no prior opportunities. He's walked over the line. We'll get a boundary thrown.
Sorry, Youngie, were you calling the chip gate?
I was calling the chip gate, yes.
Gosh, you know what everyone's doing right now.
You're making me hungry, boys.
Hey.
We are above the wonderful canteen at the Marty Bush Reserve.
Ball comes back into play. Brinker Ritchie won the hit out. Palmer tried to come through, missed it. So Sebas win the clearance. Kick comes forward. Arts gets back for North Ballarat. Kicks it straight back where it came and straight back into the arms of Sebas. It's Curtin. He comes up the middle of the ground looking for Henderson. Ball bounced to Edwards. Back to Henderson. Inside 50 goes the outside of his left boot. Missed everything. Bowman gets back for North Ballarat. Comes inboard and finds his ruck in Brinker Ritchie. Handball over to Lamb now for North Ballarat. Goes up the line looking for Stone. Ball spilled over the back. Littlehouse is there for Sebastopol. Handballs over towards Banbury. Fumbled the first go at it. Got it the second. Ball comes back to Buckley to Littlehouse. Kicks it high up and under towards half forward. North Ballarat with the front position. Perhaps could have been unlucky not to get a free kick. Sebas numbers working forward, and it's going to be a ball up with the ball in Brinker Ritchie's hand on the half-forward flank for North Ballarat.
If we get all the way back to Felix Henderson, the superstar inside mid for Sebas, he's a wonderful player. He's just very left-footed. The shot on goal needed a right footer. Unfortunately, he mucked it up. Most right footers would have been able to kick it from there.
Umpires played a block from the ruck. Littlehouse was not allowed access to compete against Brinker Ritchie, so he's going to be rewarded with the free kick right on outside 50, which with a bit of breeze at his back, he might fancy himself as Cooper.
Kicked a couple of great goals from around this sort of range last time we saw them.
In the end, he likes something on the lead. Keel is that option, and the pass is a bullet to find him on the chest. So mark to Luke Keel. A more acute angle than his last shot on goal. Similar sort of distance, right on 50.
He's working against the breeze from there, though, Young. He's got to bring it back to the broadcast side, which is going to be harder.
He's gone back confidently in the end. He saw a lead that he liked, and it should have been marked to Edwards. Uncontested in the end. Spills free, still a chance for Sebas. Hand pass out towards Arts for North Ballarat will work. Inside the fence of 50, the kick's got to be good. It's not. Should go to McDonald, but he drops the mark he'd normally take. And now Quinlan, he'll clear, dump kick, will dribble towards the line. Lockie will have to keep it in because it won't get out before touching hands. Right foot kick around the body to a 1-on-6, if you believe it. And the one will win. Banbury off Stewart. Right foot kick towards centre half forward. Fletcher, he marks, he goes, he sees a vacant goal and goes all the way home.
Is that two to Fletcher now?
It sure is.
Two from the same spot. He's been the difference in this game so far.
Sebas 2-1-13. North Ballarat 1 behind on the Metro scoreboard. What a super goal and super well called by you, Sam Young. Has a big role. I haven't seen, so far Adam Forbes hasn't touched it, but Fletcher's been very prominent down that end. Sorry, Kelly.
No highlights yet on YouTube, but you're right. He's such a hard matchup, isn't he, Fletcher? He's taller than you think, and he's got good, high half forward traits. Brad McGowan. He's a tough matchup.
He is, but that unfortunately, the North Ballarat coaches will say, well, that's because we, the North Ballarat coaches, or Don Petty in particular, dropped the mark, spilt to Sebas, and they were able to score a goal as a result.
25 and a half minutes gone in the first quarter. Lamb wins the clearance for North Ballarat, but straight down the throat of the Sebastopol coach, Tony Lockyer, who marks around 45 metres from the North Ballarat goal. Lockyer elects to go out to the outer side wing. Back will fly Glover, hits the ball over the boundary line. So 26 minutes gone. It's the Borough by 12 points on this Metro scoreboard for D2E Gyms from Delacombe to Wendouree. You're never too far from the D2E.
It's been a real cagey contest to start here at the Marty Bush Reserve. Sebast's the only one to draw blood with a couple of goals, as you said, Roger LeGrand. But not out North Ballarat's reach, and they get one late. I think they'll take it going into the break, as there's still a success in the quarter. Handball off to McDonald for Sebas, and he's retreated and missed his target, and it's a lasso free kick, last disposal, free kick to North Ballarat. So here's a late chance for them. I think it'll be the benefits there of Lewis to send North Ballarat on attack from a 65-metre position. Spearing pass to the lead of Lockett, and just millimetres off the turf, he's been able to slide in and take the mark. He'll line up from about, I'd say it's 45 metres out on an acute angle.
Yeah, Jai Lockett's certainly the most dangerous looking forward for North Ballarat. He's playing centre half forward. On that occasion, he did push right back to the goals to give himself room, and then has taken this mark. What would you say, kicking from 40 out here, boys? It's going to be a tough kick from that position.
He's almost on the boundary line, if you can picture it. If you're listening in the car or at home, right up against the fence. He starts his run from outside 50. It's 27 minutes gone. There can't be too long left in the quarter because it's been a low-scoring affair. Jai Lockett comes in. Its distance is not going to be the problem, nor is accuracy. Thank you very much, Jai Lockett, straight through the middle for North Ballarat, and they go to 1-1-7. Sebastopol 2-1-13 on the Metro scoreboard.
Another Lockett in the pocket moment.
Very much, Sammy Treasure, and didn't he love it off the boot too? Straight away, he had the arm up, saying, "Look at me, a good goal against the run of play."
Well, it's taken them 27 minutes, North Ballarat, to get a score. To be honest, they haven't looked like kicking a goal, but they finally get an inside 50 where they had even numbers. They created good space in front of Lockett to be able to turn, push off his opponent and lead into. And yeah, they're going to get into the break here, only a goal down.
Which I think is a win in the coach's box from Clint Proctor. They've been poor to start, but only a 6-point margin. Still could level things here if things go their way to finish the term. Coming out, it's Morris from the clearance. They're not done yet. Handball wide. Sebastopol player down. We'll keep an eye on. Palmer for North Ballarat will send it inside forward 50. Getting across his lock here. He keeps it alive though. And right at the door here for North Ballarat inside 50. Getting back desperately is Cassidy with his head of footy back to Lockyer, and he makes amends. Sebastopol chain a hand pass, ends up to Phillips. Now Toby Hutt. Right foot kick coming towards the broadcast side to Banbury. Mark is taken by him. Plays on in the McDonald direction. The kicks off the instep. The mark is taken there by North Ballarat.
McDonald's the player that's hurt. He's hurt his shoulder. He can't lift his left arm up, so he wasn't able to be any use in that marking contest.
And I noticed it's a very heavily strapped arm already, so maybe he might have re-injured his shoulder, as Curran for North Ballarat has the ball at centre-half back. Kicks long. Great spoil from Lockyer. No one down. No one. Lockett was clever enough to snap the ball in his left boot into the forward line. Jolly picked it up. Handball went nowhere. Good play from Curtin, and that is the siren to end the first quarter here at Marty Bush Reserve. Just the 3 goals kicked for the quarter. It's Sebastopol 2-1-13, North 1-1-7. Sam will quickly... Little Hales, 1 out snap. Sebast goes forward. Would only have gone 20 metres from jostling position, but there's the class of Buell from Darley.
Points. Ball up. Can the Bloods manufacture 2? Well, Ball got their last one. He fed it by hand to the outside. Manito, he'll back in his penetration, but he elected to go by hand to Carter. Shot on goal. Across the face. But
He snuck it home. He snuck it home.
With vegetarian, vegan and gluten-free options, everyone can get their feel-good Mex fix. Find out more at zambrero.com.au/catering. Zambrero, it's feel-good Mex.
Total Tools Makita Tax Time Mac Cash is on now, exclusively at Total Tools. Get up to $2,000 to spend on Makita tools. The more you spend, the more you get. Stock up on Makita outdoor power equipment, combo kits, nail guns, batteries, chargers, and much more. On now, exclusively at Total Tools. Don't miss out. Limited time only. Shop in store or online. T's and C's apply. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
Looking to upgrade your existing caravan? Come see the latest in caravan designs at Trounce Caravans, stocking a large range of new safari caravans. Whether you're looking for a touring, family or off-road caravan, make Trounce Caravans your first destination. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, so you know you're in good hands. With over 50 new and used caravans in stock, call 533 84194 or visit Trounce Caravans on the Western Highway, Ballarat.
Pack your bags. The Qantas Frequent Flyer Member Sale is here at 40 Winks. For a limited time, save up to 50% off mattresses, bases and more in-store and online at 40 Winks if you're a Qantas Frequent Flyer member. Not a member? Join for free with 40 Winks. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. Offer available for Qantas Frequent Flyer members only. 40 Winks. Serious about sleep.
Visit your locally owned and operated 40 Winks store at 121 Learmonth Road, Wendouree.
Attention adults born between 1966 to 1992 in Australia and adults born overseas. You likely only had one dose of measles vaccine as a child and remain at risk of catching and spreading measles. 2 doses provides lifelong protection. Free measles top-up vaccination is now available for adults aged 20 to 59 in Victoria. Protect your community. Book now at your pharmacy or local immuniser. A message from Grampians Public Health Unit.
Whether you love or hate networking, the next BizNet breakfast is for you. This is not your usual BizNet breakfast. This is June BizNet Bingo. Expect plenty of opportunities to connect with other business people while enjoying a fun game of bingo. Plus, you can win awesome advertising packages from Ballarat Times, Win TV, and of course, right here on 3BA. June BizNet Bingo. Tuesday, June 2 at the Western Hotel. Book through the Commerce Ballarat website.
Ballarat's 3BA, covering the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League. Live.
He'll flick over the handpass over to McDonald. He has a loose player and Fletcher inside 50 and he spots him out of the corner of his eye. The mark's taken by Jacob Fletcher. Fletcher comes in right quick. I like that of the boot. And so is Fletch. Spearing pass to the leader of Lockett.
Jai Lockett. Distance is not going to be the problem, nor is accuracy. Thank you very much, Jai Lockett. Straight through the middle for North Ballarat.
Yes, welcome back to 3BA Footy's home ground. Thanks to D2E Gym. From Delacombe to Wendouree, you're never too far from a D2E, as we're a 6-point margin at quarter time in favour of the home side and a really cagey opening term. Brad McGowan for One Life Insurance. I'm interested in your thoughts from how those proceedings played out.
Yeah, I think North Ballarat would be pretty happy. They were very defensive with their ball movement, which made it harder for them to score, but it also made it much harder for Sebastopol to score. Be interesting to see what happens this quarter, because now North Ballarat do have the breeze, or a slight advantage with the breeze. It's going across, but it will be going slightly more towards the North Ballarat end. So I'd expect them to be that little bit more attacking. I still think they'll be defensive out of the back line, but then they probably won't go quite as wide. They'll look to bring it in a bit more. Sebastopol, for me, with a far more attacking team and deserve the lead. And I think they'll continue to do that this quarter. So I would expect the game would open up a little bit this quarter.
Around the grounds for Go Vita Ballarat, your local health store. Darley playing Redan down at Darley Park. Darley 4-5-29, Redan 1-2-8. Over at the Eastern Oval, could we see an upset on the hands? The depleted East Point 4-2-26 lead Melton 3 straight 18. Up at Alfreton Recreation Reserve this afternoon, Ballarat has started well. They're 2-6-18, leading Bacchus March 2 behinds. And down at Clark Oval, Sunbury 3 goals 4-22. Lead the Lakers 1-1-7.
Sammy Treasure was listening to Clint Proctor's quarter time address. What did Clint have to say, Sammy?
Yeah, Clint Proctor, North Ballarat coach, really had 3 main points on the whiteboard. One was tackles. He said we've got to keep the tackle pressure up. North Ballarat did win that quarter 20-16 in tackles. The other one was fine marks. He just wants his boys to slow their tempo down when they have to, and also make the ground breaks, spread the footy, use the switch when it's on. Those were his 3 main messages written on the whiteboard. Also, even in clearances, 10-0 and 10-15 inside 50s in Sebastopol's favour.
Congrats to Sam Treasure.
We did think that North Ballarat's pressure was very good. Sebastopol getting first use of it, North made it harder for them with the tackles.
We'll get the second term underway here at the Marty Bush Reserve. The clearance will go away North Ballarat as Morris will thump it towards the full forward position into the pocket. Arriving late was Lockyer with a big spoil to see it out of bounds.
Brinker Ritchie for North Ballarat is starting to have a bit of effect in the ruck. Toby Hutt is a taller, probably slightly taller but lighter player. Brinker Ritchie's solid and is starting to use his athletic jump to get over the top of him a bit.
So the ball at the Velodrome end of the ground here at Marty Bush, about to be thrown back into play. It'll be Hutt versus Lockett. Hutt one out, quick shark the back, snapped onto his left boot and missed to the right-hand side for North Ballarat. So North Ballarat, the first score of the second quarter, they're 1-2-8. Sebastopol 2-1-13 on the Metro scoreboard. If you've just joined us, an entertaining but low-scoring first quarter has the Borough out in front by 5 points.
So Buckley bringing it back in, and we know he has that licence for the barrel. Hasn't pulled it out yet. He'll go long with the drop punt towards the outer side. Edwards was his target. Knock on was clever by Medwell. Found a teammate Banbury. Kick was smothered. And the end will create a stoppage on the outer side. Great jobs from our broadcast position.
Brad, quick question for you. Just North pushing an extra number up to stoppages. So if you look behind play, Sebas have that one behind because North have an extra one at the stoppage.
Yeah, that's right. So North trying to get the ascendancy around there, but does leave Sebas with the ability to be able to control the ball at half back.
So Keel got the clearance. His kick was hurried forward, only in the hands of Glover of North Ballarat. He slams it towards the half-forward flank for now the Roosters. Hand pass from North was poor. Should be cut off there by Sebas. We'll get a chain of hand passes to try to access the corridor. Stewart off to Banbury, over the top to Fletcher. Go back to Banbury. Wants to go winder towards the 100 gamer and Cassidy. He bounced off the tackler. Was collected heavily and high, says the umpire. So free kick will go the way of the Henderson medalists. As the contact was late from Bowman and high towards Cassidy. So Sebastian go into attack. Cassidy back on his feet and dumps it inside forward 50. With a shallow entry. Big ball came from Loverson. Ball is the turf. Coming through is Forbes. Hand pass will work out for North Ballarat. To Penny. And he's clean left foot kicks towards the boundary line. Quick's been dangerous. Picks it up cleanly. Right footed kick around the body's a high one. A tough one to mark. Getting back is it's Buckley. He marks and he goes.
And he goes very quickly. Kicks long towards half court. Glover is in some discomfort just behind play. Not even attending this contest. He went down after the last forward entry for Sebas. Fortunately for him, Quinlan ducks back for North Ballarat and kicks the ball into the centre of the ground. Banbury goes in, bounces off one and kicks it back into 50. Great play, Jack Banbury, and finds Fletcher on the chest.
Becoming a handful is Jacob Fletcher. Everything he touches turns into positivity, and that, as you said, well called, Roger Legrand. He bounced off the whoop tackler, did Banbury. The dump kick forward, was hurried, but to the advantage of his forward, and Fletcher marks directly in front with shooting 50.
So Fletcher would be their third or fourth banana in that forward line, but currently has 2 goals and lining up for the third, looking the most dangerous forward on the field right now.
So Fletcher for number 3, and the restore a game high 12-point lead. The right foot kicks on its way. Distance not a problem. The accuracy was. He tugged it to the left. And he goes to 2-2 for the afternoon. He has all of Sebastopol score on the Metro scoreboard, 2-2-14. They lead North Ballarat 1-2-8.
We'll get Sammy Treasure to keep an eye on Sam Glover. He's clearly in some discomfort. He's still hands on haunches a good 2 minutes after an injury. Looks like he's coming from the ground.
He's done,
which
Glover.
is a big loss for North Ballarat.
Yep.
North go with a barrel down the middle. Came from Morris. McGuigan unable to mark. Lockyer over the hand pass over the shoulder towards Medwell. He slapped to his own advantage. Coming through was Curran the other way. Did well to just halve the contest against Medwell. Medwell back to it, couldn't gather. And in the end, handball receive will work out for North Ballarat as they'll go inside 450 in the quick direction. Bounce the ball will spill at the back for the Roosters. Ben Hunt leads the race. He looks across and he has Stewart as a loose in plenty of space. And Cal Stewart take the mark and go for a bounce inside the fence. He can think about a second. Doesn't. Goes to the kick instead towards Mason on the lead. As finally Sam Glover's been able to check out the game. Eternity to get to the bench. Squaring ball, good one, finds Buckley for Sebas. At half back, he'll go across and should find his target there in Wilkinson. As he has Henderson in the corridor, didn't spot him initially. No one stands the mark, so Wilkinson was able to lope away, but the smother from Quick, he picked his pocket, blazes away to a vacant 50, and in the end, he's missed all and sundry. And is it out in the full? Yes, it is.
Sammy Treasure, what can you see of Sam Glover on the bench there?
Yeah, well, there's lots of concerned North Ballarat coaches and staff here. He does look in a lot of discomfort, just struggling even to get into a jog coming off the ground. He was very slow and lumber to exit off the playing field, and he's in a lot of distress.
It almost looked to the kidney ridge.
Yeah, that's right. He seemed to be grabbing towards his kidney or groin, like whether he's torn a groin or whether he has got a hit around the kidneys. Yeah, not quite sure.
Henderson with the ball for Sebas. Takes his time getting out of the back line. Phillips goes long up the wing in the direction of Hart. Brinker Ritchie just pushed Hart aside like he was a stick. Ball comes back in North Ballarat forward line. Big fly from Henderson to Spoil. Tackled straight away. Ball went to ground. Great desperation from Wilkinson. Wasn't able to pick it up. Came back in the direction of Henderson. His tackle might have been high, and it was. It's going to be a free kick to North Ballarat from outside 50, and it's going to go the way of Jamie Quick as he adjusts a bootlace. So Worrying signs, Brad, and you've assigned Cooper here with us to Sam Glover duty. I can tell you right now that I don't think we'll see too many more stats for Sam today.
No, that's right.
We can go time his shower, I guess.
He's been a vital cog in the back line all season and started really well today. So we know they've got other players there, particularly someone like Dom Penn to try and stand up, but that will destabilise that North Ballarat back line a little, you would think.
But they can level the scores for 2 in a row in the match here. We're 6.5 minutes in to the second term. Little hop, skip and a jump. Right foot kick coming in. Always look near side of the boot, and in the end has just scraped through for that minus score. Another blemish for North Ballarat, 139 on the Metro scoreboard. Trails Sebastopol 2-2-14.
North certainly look better at the clearance area so far this quarter. They've been able to get more first possession and get the ball inside 50. So they've at least given himself a chance to score.
Jack Buckley comes in short, finds Wilkinson, his brother, out of the team at the moment, suffered a knee injury in the last game versus Darley. Wilkinson goes back to Buckley, who's got some time now, and kicks up the line looking for Toby Hutt, finds him just outside 50 for Sebas, handball onto Cassidy for Sebas, goes long into half forward, Curran, good spoil on Little Hales, fumble for North Ballarat, it was Collins. Handball came back out to Banbury for Sebas. Got it over the top. Keel's got some time to remove now. Handball over to Forbes. His first touch of the afternoon. Kicks towards the goal square. Edwards! Has he got it?
Manari.
It's Manari. Came from third back over the top. And it's marked just outside the goal square for Sebas.
I thought Jacob Fletcher was going to take another mark there. He flew across the front of the pack, but Ashmanari just had better position, held his ground well, and took a good chest mark in the top of the goal square.
So Manari directly in front from the top of the goal square. So gives Sebas some separation on the score sheet. The sharpshooter comes in, and he was never missing than that. He pops through his first of the afternoon in the Ballarat with 3-2-20 on the Metro scoreboard. To North Ballarat's 139.
Good ball movement again by Sebas, just to keep the ball moving quickly, get it to the top of the square. Again, their ball movement is quite dangerous. Well done to Sebas.
Interesting that Manari's direct opponent, usually, before now, was Sam Glover.
Yes, actually that's right. He was the one that was going to Sam Glover. All of a sudden, Glover's not there to beat him to the ball. And Manari pops up and kicks a goal.
He is trying really hard to hop on that left leg, gents. He's, of course, a physio, so I'm sure in these instances he's probably good for that front. He can diagnose himself, but yeah, he's just having a chat with the trainer now. He's trying to get back on.
Well, he had to walk the entire distance. Like, he had to walk 150 metres to get off, and he couldn't. He sort of hobbled every single step. So I'd be surprised if he does get back on, but let's hope so.
Back on the way here, the Marty Bush Reserve. One down in the ruck there by North Ballarat and by Brinker Ritchie. Slapped forward by Henderson of Sebas, though, as he gets it inside forward 50 with that tap. Cassidy bottom the pack, did well. Off to Edwards. He retreats in the hand pass to Banbury as the Borough work in the chain hand pass off to Lockyer. 70 from goal. Right foot kick. The lead to Keel! And he's got it. Plays on. Chips over top because he liked the lead of Manari. Oh, he didn't even take the mark. In the end, probably took it a little bit too casual. You had him on the lead. He had Penny done.
He had him beaten, didn't he?
And he just slipped at the final moment.
Tony Lockyer still getting involved. Seb Collins from North Ballarat is doing well on him in the air, but Tony gives him the slip when the ball hits the ground.
Ball thrown up, and North Ballarat through Bromley Lynch able to shark it. Comes out in the direction of McGuigan. We haven't seen much of him this afternoon. He's marked just outside defensive 50 for North Ballarat. Called to play on. Comes inboard. Finds a teammate. So Penny, I think it is. He goes in short over to Bromley Lynch, who's on the wing, out of side here at Marty Bush Reserve. North, not much to kick to other than lock it up forward, so they're focusing on short and direct kicks. Brinker Ritchie dropped what he should have. Hutt came back, ball went to ground. Cassidy back to Hutt. That's Toby over to Henderson. Love us a hit. With everything, and he's been big for holding the ball.
Treasure, did he play punter or did he play quarterback? He went straight through him.
That was an American football-like tackle, wasn't it? He just charged at him. Henderson didn't see him coming, and bang.
He played cornerback there.
Bang! And with the kick towards half forward. Ball into turf, spills out in the curtain hand pass. Diving into Toby Hutt's got to be careful he didn't drag it in. Umpire lets it roll on and spills out into tackle. So it'll be interesting to see how North Ballarat restructure and redesign the half-back line. Of course, Glover been such an important...
No, he's just tried to go for a jog and he's immediately pulled up. So it is worrying signs down here for Sam Glover.
We'll give him every chance to try to get back in this big contest. They know they need him. If they can just get him out in the forward line as a target. Banbury with the clearance, retreats in the hand pass to a teammate who gives off to Henderson. A high left foot kick out to a vacant half forward line will favour the foot race and the fleet-footed in Arts. We'll get away from Hommelhoff and the North Ballarat player runs inside. Ransom McDonald was clicking high. Now, it's not hard to get 7 yards high, to be fair. That's everyone's normal mid-region.
Right free kick in the end. It did get him high.
Yeah, the right arm just strayed over the shoulder and clipped the helmet. Arts dumps it with a shallow entry, maybe just outside 50. Collins did well, didn't take the mark, but brought it to ground against Lockyer, forced it to spoil. Quinlan clever underground kick, went between the legs of Lockett, but kept moving forward. Sebastian's going to be careful not to collect. The North Ballarat players come the other way. In the end, numbers prevail. Phillips will go to the top with a streaky hand pass off to O'Shea. A high clearing kick will set a task. Bowman good of these. He marks just outside 50 and goes quickly to the hand pass off to Morris. North Ballarat inside 50. Big spoil on the top by Phillips. Crumb was good by Quinlan. It was partially smothered. Sebastian numbers, but they spill it. It was Ben Hart. He created a problem. He had support, and now he has to get rid of it. Ball in dispute. Sebastian desperate. Art's coming through. His kick is smothered. Falls in the lap of Keel. He dives in. Did he dive on top of it? Umpire says no. Ball up and stoppage inside defence 50.
Just the last one on Sam Glover. He actually had the circumference of his waist taped. I've never really seen that, so maybe it's some sort of a hip flexor issue, but yeah, there's some unique strapping going on.
Let's hope we can see him this afternoon as Lewis for North Ballarat kicks the ball inside 50. Came to ground. Buckley's handball was smothered. McGuigan picked up, snapped it off the boot.
Oh,
it
wow.
stuck through the left-hand post and a goal out of nothing for North Ballarat.
Yes,
North
all
Ballarat
clear.
2-3-15 trails Sebast 3-2-20 on the Metro scoreboard.
Well, North have had the ball inside 50, and they've been trying to create that offence, but Sebastian's pressure has been so good, and there's been so many numbers back there that North, I think, had probably 2 or 3 kicks smothered. They had a number of tackles. They just couldn't get it free, but as you said, created goal from nothing by McGuigan. Clever play.
Can be a low possession player at times, but a high impact play. His numbers improved at the start of the season. He's had to go deeper forward, and since with a few injury concerns, and since he's been there, he's been able to find the goals and does it there. An important one against the Grain. Back with the action here. Jolly's hand pass was a retreating one. Fletcher off the square did well for Sebast. He'll get off the impressive Toby Hutt. Little banana kick will dribble inside forward 50 towards Minari. Unable to gather. Medwell the other way. Was he collected high? Put his head over it, and he's not paid holding the ball. Umpire said no prior opportunity for stoppage inside 450 for Sebast. 3.5 minutes gone. Second term.
So umpire comes in, throws the ball up. Good hit out from Toby Hart. Came to Medwell, who handballed it back to Buckley, who's just inside the centre square. He looks inboard. Wow. Very clever, very composed play by Jack Buckley, and Sam McDonald has marked for Sebastopol around 40 metres from goal.
That's Buckley's strength, isn't it? Like he plays as a centre half back, but really he's a half forward / midfielder that's gone to the half back line. He was able to shift, work his way through traffic, and a lot of people just would have blazed away. He was able to lower his eyes and give Sebastopol a good shot on goal.
Work the angles, ends up in the hands of Jimmy McDonald. 45 metres out, 45-degree angle for the instant response for the Borough. Right foot kicks on its way. Goal play doesn't move an inch. Sebast responds, moving 4-2-26 on the Metro scoreboard. North Ballarat 2-3-15.
And something that's changed is that North Ballarat's ruck, Brinker Ritchie, went off. It was about 13 minutes into the quarter, so that's usually when you do a ruck change. They brought Nathan Jolly, the backup ruckman, in, and he just hasn't been able to have the same impact against Toby Hutt for Sebast. And so that's allowed Hutt to hit the ball to the advantage of his midfielders, and that set up that forward thrust and then set up the goal.
I wonder, Brad McGowan for One Life Insurance, why they haven't put Collins in as the back.
Yeah, well, I guess Collins is doing that job on Lockyer, but you could say, why didn't they bring Finn Russell in from the reserves instead as a more recognised ruckman for the Rebels?
Jolly gets the clearance and sends it inside forward 50 for North Ballarat, very close to the boundary line, and it's off the bootlaces but into the turf, so we'll get a ball in. So deep inside forward 50, about 35 metres out from goal for North Ballarat, looking to respond. Hutt will go into the ruck work inside defence for Sebast and go against Lockett. A couple of the stars of the Ballarat Footy League. Lockett used his strength, try to take over the air with the ruck, hacks it off the deck as he hit the turf. Ricochets towards Ben Hutt, and he clears defence 50 with the dump kick. With one hand almost marked the Little Hales, brought it to ground, coming through with Jolly. He goes with a hurried kick inside 50, almost found the chest of Stone in the end zone, his head and out of bounds.
Yeah, so North just looking to try and create a goal inside 50. It's not going to be through necessarily beautiful design. It's just going to be through effort and a bit of luck, just like that last one from McGuigan.
So ball being thrown into play on the outer side here. It's about around 35 metres from goal. Clearance goes north Ballarat's way, but then Sebastopol snatch it back through Cassidy onto Banbury. Banbury now up around centre wing for Sebastopol. Medwell fumbled it. Was he held? Umpire said yes. It's going to be a free kick to Bailey Medwell on the wing for Sebastopol.
Yeah, it was that old handball then he was dragged back to when he didn't have the footy, so at one point in time that was a trepidation, could have been a 50-minute penalty.
Yeah, that's right. He comes in ball with his kick to Toby Hutt, who, as Brad McGowan said, has lifted it to another level since Brinker Ritchie's gone off. Comes over to Curtin now for Sebastopol. Curtin back, just slow play from the Borough. Finds Hutt, that's Ben Hutt. He comes out wide again to Medwell. He's right on centre wing for Sebastopol now. Goes in short and finds Cassidy.
Been good early again, Bailey Medwell, trying to go for back-to-back Sporting Globe Player of the Days. He's been amongst the best, I would imagine, for Sebastopol. Cassidy always is. He'll chip it over the top. Find a loose player in O'Shea. Loose players everywhere. Banbury will mark inside 50 unopposed. Poor checking from the North Ballarat midfield there just to allow him that much space inside forward 50.
Yeah, well called. The backline coach of North Ballarat would be quite disappointed with that because they were covered off well close to goal, but the midfielders just didn't do the work up a bit higher from goal.
I want to see Treasure keep an eye on Brinker Ritchie there. When he came back on the ground, it wasn't really a run, it was more of a gallop. He kind of sort of hobbled back on.
Yeah, classic player who's just rotated back onto the ground, a bit cold, struggled to jog.
Just wanted to keep an eye on it, that's all I'm going to say. Banbury, right foot kick, is on its way. It's across the face. It's a minor score for Sebastopol. 4-3-27 on the Metro scoreboard. They move to a 12-point leading over North Ballarat's 2-3-15.
So this is what we want to see.
Yeah.
Loverson with the ball at full back.
Oh, yeah.
People have paid money to get through the gates to see this today.
Here we
Is
go.
he going to go? Here we go. He's going to go. Now he goes to drop punch and shocker. Barry Crocker. Straight back to Sebastopol. Ball comes in direction of Medwell and finds Minari on the chest.
He's killing them. He's absolutely killing them when the ball hits the turf, Bailey Medwell. They cannot keep up with his speed at ground level, Brad McGowan.
He has been dangerous, hasn't he? But as you said, the kick was always going to go down the middle. Everyone knew, but including Sebastopol. So Sebastopol had the numbers there. The kick dropped in short, and now they get another shot on goal.
So Minari, the sharpshooter, been described as the dead-eyed dick in front of the big sticks. 40 metres out, right foot kicks on its way, and he doesn't let us down. Ash has two, Sebastopol have 5, and 5-3-33 on the Metro scoreboard they move to.
So Glover, his direct opponent, goes off. Minari now kicked 2 goals in 5 minutes without Sammy Glover on the ground. It sounds like he's not going to come back. At least North have now got Brinker Ritchie back into the ruck for them. They did have some real clearance ascendancy early on in the quarter with Brinker Ritchie in there. So it looks like Sebastopol have now made their ruck change. So Toby Hutt goes off. So I would expect North Ballarat to be a likely aggressive side for clearance here.
I dare say that's the last we'll see Loverson kick out from fullback if the last effort was anything to go by. Umpire restarts play in the ground. Brinker Ritchie to Morris, who just fumbled at the crucial moment. He still barges his way through, gets it onto Arts for North Ballarat. He kicks long to half forward. Leading in the race of the ball is quick, but tell you what, he's doing a great job in him this afternoon, Ben Hutt. He's with him every single step, and he knocked that ball out of play just outside 50 at the North Ballarat end of the ground.
He's got a tough job on Quick, hasn't he? Because Quick only needs to touch the ball 3 or 4 times to kick 3 or 4 goals. But you're right, he's been next to him at every occasion.
Half forward flank for North Ballarat. Brinker Ritchie just takes out of the air, uses that advantage in size. Off to Morris. Now he's good on his left side, just can't get full access to it and decides to handball to Stone. He's collected high, no, says the umpire. Buckley streams away with it, says, come at me, boys. I'm off to the races. Handball off there for Sebastopol. Finds O'Shea back towards Buckley. He was at his bootlaces. Palmer's got good wheels and got hit, but he didn't have the footy. Advantage will be taken, and Sebastopol look to get another. Keel, sweeping hand pass is a good one. They're queuing up. Mason just got to pick his target. And in the end, he picked the one North Ballarat player between 3 of them. Just takes the mark.
Yeah, he had plenty of time and plenty of space, and in the end, just the execution let him down, and Purchase was up to the target, up to the task, and jumped in front and took the mark. And now he's content to slow play down, North in the back half of the ground, come up the line towards Lewis. In the end, it lets Stone mark for North Ballarat. Comes up third, a great spoil by Wilkinson. Much to the delight of the Sebastopol faithful, he punched it right over in front of them, over and out of bounds in front of us in the broadcast position.
You can't not love Wilco. Just his attack on the footy there, just that punch out of bounds. There was just the whole crowd cheer with it. And they're feeling pretty good about themselves here, Sebas. North trying response, stolen by Banbury. So we'll send a shallow entry inside 50 for Sebas, getting back with courage. Nice mark taken there by Bromley Lynch. So TBL looks to come broadcast side. A welcome kick, which should work out for Shea. Mark's taken side, defensive side, centre wing. Been good every game since making his senior debut back against East Point. Right foot kick towards half forward. Beautiful. And Lockett takes the mark, plays on, Bacon square, heads for home, needs the most kind bounce, won't get it in the end. It goes through for a minor score. 2-4-16 on the Metro scoreboard. It's North Ballarat. Sebastopol 5-3-33.
That's the one where they've usually had Denver Granger Barash as that next forward behind Lockett to kick to. They just didn't have that today. And it's been pretty obvious that they just haven't had that next person to kick to.
The D2E Gyms, hope you're enjoying the coverage of the Sebas North Ballarat game this afternoon as Lockyer finds Keel. Ball quickly up on the wing in the hands of Hommelhoff. Plays on, takes a bounce, kicks long inside 50. Beautiful hit up. Toby Hunt dropped what he should have taken. Sebas have the numbers at the fall of the ball. Medball, one of them. His handball was smothered. Curran came back for North Ballarat and they're able to clear out to Stone.
Yeah, Stone's been good. Able to gather here on centre wing on the outside. Right foot kick up top in the McQuiggan direction. Coming the other way was Buckley with courage, brought to ground. Wilkinson gets it back to Buckley. And a Sebas rebound on full display again. Buckley spreads it wide to Keel. He keeps building into this match. Right foot kick to half forward. Somehow Forbes took the mark. He picked his pocket. He looks towards full forward and it's Toby out of the way. Little depth kick touch kick to his advantage. And Toby up the line for goal for first time this afternoon.
That springboard attack from half back, or it's even in the centre of the ground that Sebas continually do, it's really starting to take hold. They're able to run the ball quickly from half back through the middle, pretty much without much pressure on, and get these constant kicks inside 50. It's very hard to defend for North Ballarat at the moment.
Arguably the informed player in the competition, Toby Hunt. 3 goals last week in the big win over Darley. He'll come in from 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle and pop one through the big six. He's first of the afternoon. The bar is 6 and some separation on the score sheet.
Yeah, I'd argue that even if North Ballarat had, say, Sam Glover back out there at centre-half back, if the midfield pressure isn't better, if Sebas can run the ball through the middle of the ground like they are, that it's going to be very, very hard for that North team to defend. And they've now had, 4 goals kicked on them this quarter. They're a team that only averages 2 goals against per quarter. So, yeah, Sebas's ball movement has been superior.
You look at just the luxury for Sebas Henderson on the wing of this bounce. There was Cassidy, not starting in midfield, starting on half forward flank. Lockyer's on a wing. All these guys could be A-grade midfielders, but they're not even in the starting bounce.
4 goals to 1 to the quarter to Sebas as Littlehouse taps the ball on the ground in direction of the 100-game player. Cassidy, and the umpire, says that ball is going nowhere. I'm going to throw the ball up. It's just to the left of the centre circle. Umpires found a free kick out of the resulting ruck contest. It's going to go against Brinker Ritchie. That's not the first time today that we've seen a ruck free kick go against him. Little Hales will be the recipient. Sebas looking to keep the momentum going. Little Hales' kick was a dangerous one for Ben Hart, and North Ballarat able to spoil. Ball comes back to McGuigan. It's like a hot scot. He couldn't pick it up. In the end, he's going to have to go. Still can't pick it up. The umpire's going to ball the ball up right in front of us in the broadcast position here at Marty Bush.
Get some grip on.
You're right. Brinker Ritchie is being the more aggressive player in the ruck. He's built like a fridge. He's got big, broad shoulders, so he is aggressive like that, which disposes his opponent in the ruck.
Coming through on the fly was Medwell, couldn't gather. Breaking up was Bromley Lynch, being run the other way, and he's gone. Broke the initial tackle from Cassidy and ran into the wall of Ben Hart, who, as we said, has been super today. Chips to the lead of Edwards. Right on 50. No one stands him up. Now, Bromley Lynch can encroach. I think he did try to stand it. I agree.
That should have been 50.
I agree with the crowd and Roger LeGrand.
So in the AFL, if you come from the side to go and get on the mark, you get 50 away.
It's not just the AFL, it's all competitions.
As he tries to hit up Hutton the lead, Shea did well, was courageous, stood in the hole and copped the contact high, but nevertheless, Edwards should have been taken from 50 to the goal line, and Sebastian should have their 7s, but one missed by the umpire.
Well, I must admit, I don't like the rules, so I'm glad he didn't pay it. But
yeah, and I'll give the umpire some slack. The rules seem to change every week, so keeping up with them is another thing. As North Ballarat, slow play now. They're through Shea, who's in defensive 50, comes out wide, finds a teammate in Penny. We haven't seen a lot of him this afternoon for North Ballarat, been one of their better contributors this year. Comes up the line centre wing and turns it over. A strong mark taken by the coach, Tony Lockyer, on centre wing.
So Lockyer, the set of attack from the Borough, who just dominated territory in this match. 26 minutes gone in the second term. He'll just go wide and find teammate Buckley, who I'd love to see the stats on going at half time, particularly just efficiency. Every time he gets it, he just seems to find a chest for Sebas. Takes on the man of the mark, gets away from the whoopie tackler, runs his full measure and thumps it inside forward 50, looking for his mate Edwards. But no play by Curran. Did want to outpoint him in the air and take a strong mark. Inside the fence, Jared Curran. They're one of the little shining lights for North Ballarat even this afternoon as that wobbly kick finds the chest of Thomas Palmer. Takes the mark in game 4. Wobbly kick misses his target. It still might work at the back here towards Morris of North Ballarat as he goes inside 50, lower the ice to Stone. Good spoil by O'Shea. Somehow got it out of bounds and we'll get a ball in deep inside 450 for North Ballarat.
Kick by Morris though, beautiful kick, almost found the chest. It seems like at half forward, if Morris from the midfield or Jai Lockett for North Ballarat, if those two don't get the ball, Sebas generally get the ball across that area, we were able to get it this time.
O'Shea's been good for Sebas this afternoon as Littlehouse thumps the ball back out of play from that resulting boundary throw-in.
Yeah, so Brinker Ritchie for North Ballarat, the ruckman, doesn't go inside forward 50. He allows the forward in Lockett to take it. It means that he can set up behind the ball.
So ball being thrown in right on 50. The North Ballarat end of the ground. McGuigan, ball spilled off his boot. This is going to be a lasso free kick. And it's going to go the opposite direction to the way McGuigan kicked it. And Sebas will take the free kick on centre wing. It comes back to Cassidy now. Cassidy at 27, nearly 28 minutes gone. Kicks long to half forward for Sebastopol in the direction of Edwards. Curran had front position, knocked it back to a teammate. Ball came back to Penny for North Ballarat. Back to Curran. Handball came inboard to Bowman. Cute little kick found Morris right on centre wing. North trying to get another goal before half time. Josh Morris, ball in hand, kicks long towards half Ballarat. And Zion will beat North Ballarat. It's been a dominant quarter for the Borough. They kicked 4 goals, 2 to the quarter, to North Ballarat's 1 goal, 3. Sam Young, the goal kickers to half time, please.
Yeah, a couple of Fletcher, a couple of Manara, and singles to McDonald and Toby Hartwells for North Ballarat, singles to Jai Lockett and Declan McGuigan. But the big story coming out of the opening half of footy has been Sam Glover. Went off midway through that second term, hasn't been able to re-emerge, and it's been one for Sam Treasure to keep an eye on the boundary line, who will be working overtime to get an update on him at the major break. But Sebas with some dominance going into the break at the dominated territory and have a ascendancy on the score sheet here at the Marty Bush, was it as just recapping the Metro scoreboard. 6 goals, 339. That's Sebas to the North Ballarat's 2-4-16. As we're just keeping an eye on our man Sam Treasure, he's going to try to catch Clint Proctor for a quick word of the opening half of the footy.
As he does so, the kick for cash is being set up in front of us. We still haven't worked out which one of us is going to go down there and have a go at it, boys.
Yeah, we've got some challenge, some people putting their hands up, that's right. Maybe we might send the intern, young Cooper, we might send him down.
What is it? It's $1,000, isn't it? You can kick the ball into the bin from, 20 metres away, it looks? I reckon you could do that, Rog.
I don't reckon your hamstrings would stack up, Macca. I reckon it would be the first case where we'd have to replace the commentator at half time.
Have you got us boundary side, Sammy Treasure?
I do, yes. Clint Proctor's just having a chat with the other North Ballarat coaching contingent. I'm just waiting for him to pop out. I'm going to ask if we can have a quick word.
So I'm just going to get a quick update and major break. The top side of the competition, North Ballarat trailing with Sebastopol 6-3-39 on the Metro scoreboard to North Ballarat's 2-4-16.
Yeah, Sebas certainly looked like the better side that quarter. They've been the best side all half. They were the more attacking side. They looked to move the ball faster through the middle in better positions, and it certainly paid off for them that quarter. North Ballarat just can't simply defend all day. They do need to find a way to move the ball that bit more fluently. And so I'm sure that's what Proc and his coaches will be talking about. Not only how can we slow down Sebas, but then how can we look to find a way to score ourselves.
Brad McGowan's thoughts for One Life Insurance. Whilst we maybe wait for a word from Cliff Proctor, your thoughts on who's maybe leading the race for the Sporting Globe Player of the Day, Brad?
Look, I think Brinker Ritchie has been pretty good in the ruck for North Ballarat, but Jacob Fletcher's goal kicking early on probably puts him in front. Tony Lockie's done some good thing when the ball's at the ground. Jack Buckley for Sebast, the halfback, has been pretty creative down there.
The other Jack Bambury's been very good inside in the middle.
Yep, I agree. And a few of the Sebast, the Sebast midfield as a whole has probably been on top. So, I would say they're the leading contenders right now. Toby Hutt hasn't been as good in the hit-outs, but still has been damaging around the ground. And look, Sammy Treasure's certainly going to find it hard to get hold of Clint Proctor here. I wonder, Youngie, whether we just go to a break, because he is going to be trying to work out what to do, let alone talk to us.
We're going to take a break here at the Marley Bush Reserve. Thanks to no one to go to D2 Gym. You're listening to 3BA Footy's Home Ground.
3BA's Secret Sound at PT on the Big Show.
Good morning, how are you?
Very well. Who am I talking to?
You're talking to Matt.
Beautiful, Matt. What are you thinking?
Are you squashing chips in a chip sanger?
Squashing chips in a chip sanger. I haven't had a chip sanger for such a long time. You're talking about potato crisps, though, not the actual fish and chip shop. Yeah,
that's right.
Matt, good answer, but
that's Matt.
It's not what I'm after, I'm sorry.
Bye, mate. Thank you.
Thanks to Kitchens You Build. Your home, your choice. 106 Sutton Street, Delacombe. It's 3BA's Secret Sound, just after 8 weekday mornings on 3BA's Big Show.
Total Tools Makita Tax Time Mac Cash is on now, exclusively at Total Tools. Get up to $2,000 to spend on Makita tools. The more you spend, the more you get. Stock up on Makita outdoor power equipment, combo kits, nail guns, batteries, chargers, and much more. On now, exclusively at Total Tools. Don't miss out. Limited time only. Shop in store or online. T's and C's apply. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
Harvey Norman Ballarat, your local destination for mobile phone and computer accessories. Grab a quality Signet 3-in-1 magnetic wireless charger stand for just $143. Wirelessly charge your phone, AirPods and Apple Watch all at the same time. Head in store now. Harvey Norman Ballarat, corner of Gillies and Howard Street.
Hi, I'm Nikise, your local go-to for all things advertising. My favourite part of my role is helping local businesses get noticed in the community and build their brand. Radio is where real connection happens because your customers are already listening, whether they're driving the kids to school, grabbing their morning coffee, running errands, or just heading home after a long day. Radio keeps your name front of mind. So let me help you increase your brand awareness through our #1 branding campaign. If you want your brand out there, I would love to help you craft a message that connects and cuts through. So give the office a call during business hours on 533 11 333 and ask for Nikise.
Zambrero is turning up the feel-good with the Nourish Plus range. Fresh kale slaw, house-made guac, sesame crunch and tangy pickled onions. Layered with flavour and balance in every bite. For a limited time only. Zambrero. Feel good next.
Keep your caravan in top condition at Trounce Caravan Service Centre. Servicing all makes and models, Trounce Caravans is a preferred repairer for leading insurance providers. From diesel heaters to Waito security systems, Trounce Caravans supply and fit quality accessories with over 20 years in the industry. Trust Trounce Caravan Service Centre to maintain your caravan to the highest standards. Call 03533481943
covering the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League. Live.
Hey, Stu, Lewis for North Ballarat gets the ball inside 50. Came to ground, Buckley's handball was spotted. McGrigan picked up, snapped it off to boot. It's stuck by the left-hand post and the goal out of nothing for North Ballarat. Straight back to Sebastopol, comes in the direction of Bedwell and finds Minari on the chest.
Safety upgrades absolutely killing them. Efficiency.
Appreciate it, Steve. I'll see you next time. No worries.
Safety. It does more than keep you safe. Search WorkSafe Safer Farms.
It's the end of another financial year at Beaumont Tiles, and that means up to 26% off selected wall and floor tiles in the latest styles. Oh, I love what you've done with the place. You better be quick. They're flying out the door. T's and C's and exclusions apply. Beaumont's.
Ballarat's 3BA, covering the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League. Live.
Lewis for North Ballarat kicks the ball inside 50. Came to ground. Buckley's handball was spotted. McGrigan picked up, snapped it off the boot. It's stuck through the left-hand post and the goal out of nothing for North Ballarat. Straight back to Sebastopol. Comes in the direction of Bedwell and finds Minari on the chest.
He's absolutely killing them when the ball hits a turf barrier. Remember, they cannot keep up with his speed at ground level. So Minari, the sharpshooter, And he doesn't let us down. Ash has 2, Sebastopol 5. Welcome back to 3BA Footy's Home Ground. Thanks to D2E Gym. From Delacombe to Wendouree, you're never too far from a D2E, whereas our match that ran here at the Marty Bush Reserve is half-time. Sebastopol 6-3-39 on the Metro scoreboard, lead North Ballarat 2-4-16. But it's time to go around the grounds thanks to Go Vita, your local health store. For around the grounds from you, Roger LeGrand.
Yeah, down at Darley Park this afternoon, Darley playing Redan. Darley 8-13-61, lead Redan 1-4-10. At the Eastern Oval, East Point 6-3-39, leading Melton 4-1-25. An upset on the cards there, perhaps. Up at Alfreton, Ballarat 6-8-44, well in front of Bacchus Marsh, 1 goal 6-12. But could this be the day, gents, that Lakers get their first win in a long time? I don't want to put the moz on them, but they only trail by a goal, 1 goal 5 essentially at half time. So Sunbury 5-8-38. Lakers 4-3-27. You never know, do you?
And I think I speak for the whole footy world in Ballarat. Go the Lakers.
Yeah.
Can they cause up the upset of the season?
Without their star ruckman too.
Yes. In the Central Highlands Footy League, it's Rokewood 2-7, 19 leading Dunstown 3 straight 18 in the early stages there. Dalesford 6-5-41 trying to enact some revenge on Skipton from last year's grand final. They're 1 goal 8-14.
Matt Johnson playing today for Skipton.
Springbank 5-4-34 over the improving Warborough 4-2-26. In the Battle of the Salad Dwellers, it's Creswick 3-6-24, leading Hepburn 3-4-22 on a tight one. You've got a Bungaree for them, the Demons, leading 6-6-42 over Clunes 3-5-23. Gordon 9-3-57 lead Beaufort 2-7-19. Unfortunately, I have no scores from Buninyong versus Balan. And Learmont 3 goals to 20 lead Carlton at 1-1-7. And Brad McGowan, there's a couple of games in the AFL going on.
Yeah, there's an AFL update here. Carlton have beaten Geelong. Oh, hang on, that was last night.
Just rubbing that in, aren't you? For Sam Young over here.
Get stuffed.
88-84. I think something happened with the arc or something like that. Geelong supporters are complaining about, but Carlton
just Youngie.
Carlton get their third win in a row there. But in the game today, Sydney 146 lead Richmond 49. So Sydney by 97 early in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
At the SCG.
Those around the ground scores brought to you with thanks to Go Vita Ballarat. For One Life Insurance, Brad McGowan, what can Clint Proctor do? Swinging the magnets. He spent a long time, as we heard, waiting with his coaches, looking at the board before he went in and addressed his players. Is it something as simple as moving Brinker Ritchie forward and Collins into the ruck to try and give them some type of target down there?
Well, I think they have to change the way they've been playing in general. North Ballarat are generally a fairly defensive side, and so they've structured up in a way to move the ball defensively, and they haven't necessarily been a very good clearance side. So the things I would be working on, one, with Brinker Ritchie, I think he's giving them the first use in the ruck, but unless Josh Morris for North Ballarat is the first possession or the person he's tapping it to, they don't seem to have anyone else that they can tap it to get the ball inside forward 50. So I'd be certainly as a midfield group working out, righto, where's Brinker Ritchie going to hit it, and who else other than Josh Morris, or it could be him, and we've just all got to work as a midfield group to get the ball to him each time and make better use of getting the ball inside 50. And then I'd probably think about moving Jai Lockett, their number one forward. I'd probably move him deeper to full forward, have Seb Collins come up higher and play as that half forward, or maybe even move someone else to there. And then the other thought is they've got to change the way they move the ball. At the moment, they're moving it from halfback really defensively, out wide, slow, kick mark. They're going to have to say, we need to take this game on, run and carry more, use handball, and be a bit more direct. Dare I say it, use the ball like Sebas have been doing.
Do you drop the tag on Tony Lockyer and try to go for that positive outlook to try and win this game, potentially lose the game by more to win the game sort of mentality?
That's right. I think, it's still pretty early on in the season, isn't it? And you would think that North Ballarat, they're going to play Sebas at least once more, if not meet them in the final. So they've got nothing to lose. If they're going to go down, they might as well try a few things. So, maybe they do let him go and try a few other positional moves just to see if they can get something going. Because if they keep going the way they're going now, they're going to lose by 7 or 8 goals, and they don't really learn much from it.
One of the strategies that has worked from the Sebas coaching box is limiting the influence of the North halfbacks in Penny, Bowman, and I know Glover's off the ground, but compared to what we've seen of North Ballarat on a couple of occasions this year, both Penny and Bowman really haven't had much influence at all.
No, I thought they were pretty good in the first quarter, but North Ballarat's overall pressure was better from their midfield group, so the ball was often bombed in from Sebas, whereas that quarter the pressure dropped off from North Ballarat and it allowed Sebas to be able to transition the ball through the ground, and they were getting those deeper inside 50s and able to hit up leading targets. So it did, like the guys like Penny, etc., that can often sort of leave their man and intercept mark, they weren't able to.
Well, Fletcher, for one, is making them accountable, isn't he? Like, he's played a terrific game at half forward.
Yeah.
Luke Hill's the other one as well. His ability to find the footy at half forward is a really important cog. And the dimensions here could be more pull-ups to the Mars Stadium as well. So there's less space, less pockets to find those little chip marks from the half-back line that North Ballarat like to use. So they've got to try and, I guess, change a little bit of their game style, I think, to match the ground they're playing. We're going to take a break here at the Marty Bush Reserve. Thanks to our number one to go at D2 Gym. You're listening to 3BA Footy's Home Ground.
If it's happening in Ballarat, it's on 3BA's Ballarat Today. Coming up Monday when the show returns, we'll find out what's being done behind the scenes following the presentation of not one, but 3 road safety petitions to council. With the latest, it's Ballarat City CEO Evan King. We'll find out how 20% off your rego and 3 hours free power will work. We'll meet 2 of the next-gen leaders coming through the STEM program at Ballarat Tech School. From Ballarat Grammar, it's Amelia Irvine and Mount Clear College, Columbus Barton. And Monday wouldn't be Monday without him. It's the return of Roland, and he's done the numbers. Mr. Roccacelli says there are 5 million baby boomers, and it'd be mad of any government to treat them badly. Ballarat Today. It's what Ballarat is talking about. Weekdays from 10 for Ryan's IGA and Open and Close Solutions on 3BA 102.3.
Catering for your crew? Zambrero is here for you. Zambrero offers catering to suit any size event. Pick up in restaurant or ask about delivery. To find out more, head to zambrero.com.au/catering. Zambrero, it's Feel Good Max.
G'day, Jason Hodges here. Like me, you know that life happens on lawn. And my mates at Strathair Instant Lawn have been producing world-class grass for over 50 years. Whether you need a play space for the kids, a barbie area for your mates, or an outdoors spot for the pooch, Strathair offer a lawn for every yard or project. From the hardy Tiff Tough Hybrid Bermuda to the greener in winter fescue. Call Strathair for a free quote today or go online to strathair.com.au.
Introducing the all-new Mercedes-Benz CLA and CLA Electric, designed to elevate every journey with a new MBUX Superscreen, an illuminated radiator grille and an elevated athletic design. It's crafted for those who appreciate distinction. From $172 per week with a 20% deposit through Mercedes-Benz Financial. Discover the all-new CLA at Mercedes-Benz Ballarat today. T's and C's apply. Approved customers only. Australian credit licence 247271. LMCT 11056.
Harvey Norman Ballarat, your local destination for mobile phone and computer accessories. Grab a quality Signet mobile phone magnetic window mount for just $28. Keep safe and hands-free while driving. Head in store now. Harvey Norman Ballarat, corner of Gillies and Howard Streets, Wendouree.
Audio. It's more powerful than you think. What you hear can take you far from here. It can move you to dance, to run, to tears. It's all in your ears. For advertising with the power to make your whole campaign work harder, start with commercial radio and audio, where brands are heard. CRA.au.
Whether you love or hate networking, the next BizNet breakfast is for you. This is not your usual BizNet breakfast. This is June BizNet Bingo. Expect plenty of opportunities to connect with other business people while enjoying a fun game of bingo. Plus, you can win awesome advertising packages from Ballarat Times, Win TV, and of course, right here on 3BA. June BizNet Bingo. Tuesday, June 2 at the Western Hotel. Book through the Commerce Ballarat website.
70 years ago, floodwaters rose and a community of little grey Fergies helped save a region. This June, we're bringing that story back to life. Join us for the Wentworth Flood Rally this King's Birthday long weekend. A 70-kilometre tractor trek through flood country. Street parade, markets, food, live entertainment, and a record attempt for the largest assembly of TEA-20 Fergie tractors ever gathered in Australia. Wentworth Flood Rally. Come be part of history.
Now it's back to McDonald's BFNL action. Thanks to our number one ticket holder, D2E Gym. From Delacombe to Wendouree, you're never too far from a D2E. This is 3BA Football.
Welcome back to 3BA Footy's Home Ground. Thanks to D2E Gym. From Dalcombe to Wendouree, you're never too far from the D2E as the players are in their final bits of their warm-up coming back after half-time. I'm just going to cross down to our man Sammy Treasure for an update on Sam Glover to start with. It's probably a big talking point on opening half, but also his thoughts from the opening half of footy.
Yes, I have been notified by the North Ballarat bench that it is a hip problem, so I'm not sure on the severity of it yet, but of course he's an absolute superstar. He's the protagonist down back there, of course a former Collingwood VFL captain, so his day is done. Not good news for North Ballarat.
And Sammy Treasure, did you go across the netball by chance?
I did, Youngie. It's actually a very close game over there. It's the last update as of a few minutes ago was 36-42 in favour of North Ballarat. That's in the last quarter, so they'll be hoping to hang on. You'd say from there North Ballarat will hold on, but who knows? We've seen stranger things.
Thank you very much, Sammy T. We're talking a bit off air, Brad McGowan, One Life Insurance, about the missing players from North Ballarat and the change of the guard in terms of the newer players that have had to bring in opposed to Sebastopol, who look really strong and settled across their 22.
Yeah, well, you were giving us a bit of an analysis of games played, and like North Ballarat probably have 8 to 10 players out, which has then exposed their depth. They've had to bring a number of young players in that haven't played many games, mate.
Yeah, we look at the likes of their, in no disrespect to these guys, their bottom six, the likes of Stone, 8 senior games. You look at Bowman, 7 games. Shea, 4 games. You look at Palmer, 4 games. McInerney, 13 games. Then you go on the flip side, Sebastopol. You look at some of their younger players. Mason, 21 games. Phillips, 29 games. And you look at some of those guys that have gone to the next level in terms of Banbury's up to 70 games. You've got Forbes, who played 66 games. Little Hale's 38 games. So Fletcher, 26. So just that extra year or two in the system playing senior footy and showing in a big game like here with their ability just to run on top of the ground.
Yeah, those young North Ballarat players you mentioned, we think they're going to go on and be good players, but it's just that they are so young and so new to senior footy and probably being exposed a little bit in their in this game so far. So, look, North Ballarat have certainly got their challenges here, but they do sit top of the ladder for a reason, so it's going to be an enthralling second half.
As we look as the players re-emerge from the halftime break, there doesn't seem to be any obvious magnet swings yet, unless it looks like Loveson's gone the full forward. So that's 1 from the back line to try and give them a key target. That's 1 from Clint Proctor to try and be a little bit taller. He's going to start deepest forward for them, but otherwise pretty status quo across the ground.
I'm amazed that Morris is behind the footy. Yeah,
that does surprise me.
Play gets underway to start the second half for D2E Gyms, and it's Hutt that wins out for Sebastopol down to Cassidy. Onto Medwell. He's had a good first half. Handball over the top towards Henderson. Put him under pressure. Henderson bounced through one, bounced through another, and then went onto his left boot. Edwards couldn't mark. Ball spilled to ground deep inside 50 for Sebastopol. There's that man Morris for North Ballarat to do the cleaning up. Finds a target in Shea. Shea in short. Kicking outside 50 to Bromley. Lynch plays on. He's got some room or he's run now. Well, almost. Just managed to get the boot to it and turn the ball over. Sebast's coach, Lockie, is streaming through the ground and finds a target.
Fletcher, 60 from goal. What about the chase from Keel? And Sebast go to full forward. Minari got the sit. Getting back with courage. Doesn't matter. It was McInerney because Minari's plucked it out of the air.
Fantastic grab. I have found that change, boys. What's happened is Josh Morris for North Ballarat has gone back to half-back and his teammate Dom Penny has gone onto the ball. Yes. So that is the change. Morris maybe trying to give him a bit better ball use, attacking ball use off half-back, but they've got to get the ball at half-back first.
Woke up today, Ash Minari, and thought, all right, my job is to nullify the influence of Sam Glover. Goes off injured, kicks a couple of goals, and might have his third to start the second half in style. From about 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle, Ash Minari comes in. That always looked near side off the boot. In the end, has been lucky to scrape through for a score. 6-4-40 on the Metron scoreboard. That's Sebastopol to North Ballarat's 2-4-16.
So this is what Morris is down there to do. Take this kick in and try and maybe be a bit more attacking with it to help them score.
So he goes in short, does Morrison, finds Bromley Lynch, who handballs it back to Morris. They're on the outer side here at Marty Bush. Morris's kick was smothered. Bromley Lynch went back in for North Ballarat, kicked up the line. But that defensive wall from Sebastopol is dominant. This time it's Hutt. He finds a teammate in Cassidy outside 50, plays on quickly, kicks long towards the goal square for Sebastopol. It's going to be a one-on-one. Ball, great mark taken by Fletcher. He was one out against Bowman. He was over the back. He used his body to advantage and he marks around 20 metres from the goal for Sebastopol.
26 games of senior footy versus 7 right there.
Yeah. The kick was good to his advantage, but he did look like the stronger player in the contest. Could have been a free kick against Bowman anyway, had him held around the waist.
It's been a bit of a breakout performance for Jacob Fletcher. He's kicked 2-2 for the afternoon. He comes in with the right foot kick and smashes it 3/4 way up the post for a minor score.
Yeah, some players like to just nurse it through there, not overkick it. He gave it everything.
He belted it. Straight into the woodwork though. 6-5-41 on Metro scoreboard for Sebas. North Ballarat hanging in there at 6-4-16. Sorry, 2-4-16. They need to get a wriggle on though as Morris in the middle. The kick has to be picture perfect. He found Bowman and he goes. So Bowman right down the middle for North Ballarat as they try to slingshot in the direction there of Collins. Brings it to the ground where the Crumbers. Hacked up the neck there by Lockett. Just gaining territories and falls inside 450. Well picked up by Lewis. Looks towards the top of the square. Looking for Lovis and getting back Buckley. And somehow he's not paid the mark and in the end he has to rush through for a minor score.
Should have been paid a mark.
Yeah, spotted it and marked it. I thought it was first and last hands on it, but no free kick and Buckley with it could be in Torp City.
That's another change you've said though. Loverson's gone from full back to full forward for North Ballarat.
Buckley brings the ball back into play, finds Medwell on the clubroom side of the ground here. Handball back to Buckley, the 1-2 onto Wilkinson. Wilkinson kicks long up the line. Spell came from Forbes for Sebas. Ball spilled over the back, and that man Fletcher, as Sam Young called, having a breakout game. Picked up the footy, kicked inside 50. Missed the target, but luck's a fortune. Ball bounces over the back. Keel overruns the footy. Jolly goes in. Keel picks it back up. Was he tackled without an umpire? Says no. Ball in the goal square, North Ballarat. Enough time just to clean up and comes out to McInerney.
So McInerney take the mark. Keel just almost fell over. As McInerney chips it on from McGuigan from the back, but too tall for him. The mark's taken by Wilkinson. Looks to go corridor bound. The kick is okay. Finds his target. Mark taken by Toby Hutt. 65 from goal.
North player down behind play too.
It's McGuigan. He hasn't moved.
And Hutt has a loose player inside 450 in Hommelhoff, and they're just queuing up. Mark's taken by Henderson. He'll mark 35 from goal. And
McGuigan's rolling over now. He's moving, but
This is serious, gents.
Yeah, he's rolling in pain. Did he hit his head, or is it?
Well, he backed into Edwards, didn't he?
Yeah, Edwards was holding the back of his head. I wonder whether they had a head knock. Edwards for Sebas, the key forward.
I've just heard he may be having a seizure.
Yeah, right.
Very serious.
So, very serious knock. The game will be brought to a halt in a minute once it's brought to the attention of the umpires for Declan McGuigan. So, we'll try and stick with the footy action for the second and get an update as Henderson comes in and kicks the goal. Celebration, but obviously somber when you've got Declan McGuigan.
He's looking all right. He has now sat up.
But yeah, it's
he's going to stand up now, McGuigan. So he actually does look okay.
Comparatively to what he was a minute ago.
Well, they're bringing him straight off. So if you're listening at home and worried about him, don't worry.
Under his own power, which is the main thing.
Yeah, he is now going to walk off the field.
But you'd say he's going to do some HIA protocols here.
Well, if he's had a seizure, there's no way he can come back on. Yep.
Can't confirm he did, but someone just yelled out he's having a seizure. So
yeah, it happened, say, 20 metres from you, didn't it, Sammy? Right in front of the bench there. So
we'll get an update as soon as we can on Declan McGuigan.
The end result, though, is another goal to Sebas. They go to 7 goals, 5 to 2-4-16 to North Ballarat on the Metro scoreboard. Ball thrown up in the middle, and Penny, who's on ball now, comes streaming through the middle for North Ballarat. He's going to try and do it all by himself. How's that for a goal for John Penny for North Ballarat?
Yeah, beautiful goal. Just as you said, charged out of the middle. Brinker Ritchie gets that hit going forward for them. And look, I think that move's worked already. Morris has looked good behind the ball, and he's being a bit more aggressive. He's such a creative player behind there. Plus, Morris did look pretty tired at the end of that first half. Didn't look like he could run. And Don Penny's a good ball user. Gives them some youth. I like left footers in at centre bounces, starting defensive side and running through. So that worked out beautifully for them.
Well, how's that bang for your buck? Don Penny, one kick straight through the ideal little, and the response that North Ballarat desperately need it. It's back to a 24-point ball game here at the Marty Bush Reserve, but the next goal is crucial. Hutt against Brinker Ritchie, and Brinker Ritchie straight down to Penny again. Barrel from the middle towards full forward. Loveson forced to do his natural spoiling tactics to bring it to the ground. Lockyer with the crumbs, good handball off towards Buckley. Was he legged? He got in the direction there of Medwell. He tried to hack it off the deck. Buckley went and got his own footy for Sebastopol off the hut. Over the top with the hand pass. Medwell sucked it to his own advantage. Tough ball be won, but Bailey does well. He spreads it wide to find a teammate there in O'Shea, who's been good. He kicked the half forward. Sets a task for Edwards getting back to courage there. Bowman takes the mark. There's been just a little bit of change. That goal from Penny's given him a little belief here, North Ballarat, Brad McGowan.
And their pressure all over the ground just looks that little bit better, hence caused Sebastopol to rush that kick, and then North were able to take an intercept mark.
Twaj Bowman goes long up the line, comes back to Toby Hutt for Sebastopol, who comes central towards McDonald. Good mark overhead from James McDonald. He's outside 50 for Sebastopol. He goes in short and finds a teammate in Hommelhoff. Hommelhoff just inside 50 now, about 45 degrees on a 45-degree angle, as Sam Young likes to say. Hommelhoff hits Edwards on the lead, and he'll mark around 40 metres from goal.
Great forward lead pattern there from Joel Edwards, wasn't it, Brad? He went once, went twice, went third time, and was rewarded for a consistent effort.
And Joel Edwards hasn't had much of an influence. Is he the second leading goal kicker in the competition, boys, I think, with 19 or so? A very important key forward, newly signed forward for Sebastopol, but as you said, just kept working his opponent over there. And he's the sort of player, we don't know what foot he's going to kick it with, but can kick these goals.
2 in goals, 1 in behinds as well. So he's had plenty of opportunities in front of the Big Sticks in season 2026. Going to go with the right foot drop punt from about 48 metres and...
should have gone left.
Yes, goes near side. 7-6-48. Just a few misses from Sebastopol, keeping North Ballarat within touching distance. An ugly 25-point margin, but definitely chaseable at the 8.5-minute mark of the third term.
Yeah, North Ballarat do have a chance. Morris will look to bring it in. He needs to be aggressive. North need to try and move it that bit quicker if they're going to create scoring opportunities.
So Morris will get us back underway. Goes down the middle looking for his captain, Lamb. Good strong hands, he marks, and he could go back to the hand pass to Morris. Eventually does. He's confronted by Bambury in the hand pass. Puts a bit of pressure on Penny coming the other way, and he's caught. Turnover. Keel takes the advantage. He streams in the goal, lines it up, and misses the side as well. One that you normally would put in the book. And
I reckon he aimed for the right spot, though, didn't he? He went for that right post, but it just didn't move.
The problem is when you give away the goals, sometimes it can hurt you.
Yeah, and then you can see that the trees aren't moving at all now. It looks like that wind has totally stopped. But North Ballarat, by the risk with taking it on through the middle like that, is that if Sebastopol can put good pressure on you, they can get shots at goal themselves.
We'll get an update from Sam Treasure shortly on Declan McGuigan, who left the field not that long ago in really nasty circumstances. We hope he's okay as North Ballarat bring the ball outside defensive 50 up the line. Swell came from Ben Hutt, went straight to ground, and it's going to be another ball up in front of the benches here at Marty Bush. Got an update for us, Sammy?
Yeah, still in the hands of the trainers, Rog, and I'll just get you a netball update when I get a chance.
Clearance came Sebastian's way. Banbury kicked the ball long inside 50. Pack will fly. Ball spills over the back. I think it was touched. Bowman's going to make sure it's North Ballarat through for a behind. So North Ballarat, Sebastopol go to 7 goals, 8-50. They lead North Ballarat 35-23 on the Metro scoreboard.
The door has been left slightly ajar, and Morris will go right down the middle with a gutsy kick. Laying back with courage. Takes a wonderful mark. Lockyer was coming with full velocity the other way, and he's going to be in a bit of a world of pain from that contest too. All fair, tough footy, nice strong mark for the captain.
Well, when you say fair, I mean he hit him hard, but it was at the time the ball was coming in, wasn't it? So
and both arms in the air from Lockyer too. So
nothing with malice with it. Lamb back to his feet. Right foot kick will go towards the other side. Driving late was Hutt to the spoil. Big tackle by Edwards, and that's what you want to see from your big fella. Getting his opposition player to turf. Ball in dispute. Buckley breaks things up for Sebas. Hacks off the deck there by McInerney. And the umpire's going to say, give it to me, I'll throw it in here. Just exact inside centre wing. Metro scoreboard reads 7 goals, 8-50. Sebastopol leading North Ballarat 3-5-23. 11.5 minutes gone in the third term.
The D2E Gems from Delacombe to Wendouree, never too far. From the D2E, Brinker-Ritchie won the hit out, but tapped it straight over the boundary line. It's going to be a ball in. So Brad McGowan, North Ballarat put themselves back in the game to an extent.
Yep. I'd like to see their inside mids be very aggressive here. Brinker-Ritchie is winning, I would say, over sort of 70% of the hit-outs here at the moment. So North have got nothing to lose. They've got to be aggressive. Try and score from clearances a bit here.
Ball comes back into play. Brinker-Ritchie actually grabbed it this time, handballed it in the direction of the North Ballarat goals, but it went to no advantage, back out of play. About 60 metres from the North Ballarat goal. they're kicking to the scoreboard end at Marty Bush Reserve.
I have got the final netball results here at Marty Bush. North Ballarat were victorious by 9 goals, 54 playing 45, and it's all thanks to our young man Cooper Greenback.
He's done a fine job to get that netball score. So North Ballarat with a big win in the A-grade netball. Can I come from the clouds here and knock off Sebastopol at the Marty Bush Reserve? As we're back on the way, Branko Ritchie takes it out of the ruck, and in the end he's going nowhere in the tackle. I mean, remarkably over the journey with these two sides, it's been one-way traffic. North Ballarat in the 70 games have won 60 of them against Sebastopol in the Ballarat Footy League, which is an incredible feat. And we got another stoppage, but I can tell you in the last 10 it is 6-4 the way of Sebastopol. So sort of shows the stranglehold that North had over a long period of time, but the bar is starting to turn the tide. It's back underway, on them by Branko Ritchie again. Banbury first to react, so good between it, below the hips, and got it there towards McDonald, who's been good. Sweeps it inboard to O'Shea as Sebastopol can find Henderson on the broadcast side. The kick was too tall for him, now sets the task. North Ballarat will be wise to get this towards the line through Lamb, and in the end he did that expertly to knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, it's interesting that North Ballarat didn't won every hit out there, but just weren't able to get anything going. It was Sebastopol that was the team that looked far better on the outside of the stoppage. Owned the outside and able to run away with it cleanly.
And it was that man Banbury again who's dominated the clearances. That ruck hit out goes down to Forbes, the human highlight really. His kick misses the target, and Josh Morris, who's playing behind the footy now for North Ballarat, takes a mark around 35 metres from the Sebastopol goal.
He's trying to direct traffic, isn't he? But they're not moving the way he wants them to.
In the end, he's forced onto his left boot, up the line towards Branko Ritchie. Dropped the mark, but was able to get a handball to Curran. Dribbled it along the ground in the direction of Palmer. You heard it from Sam Dawkins. Sebastopol turned it over through Felix Henderson.
Henderson will find Forbes in the pockets. Takes the mark.
We all saw that coming, everyone except Tom Palmer.
Oh, game 4. Welcome to senior footy. It'll be nice and sore. Wilkinson all fair, straight inside. Henderson with a kick, as you said so well. Roger Legrand finds Forbes in the pocket. So Adam Forbes, can he thread the needle? He's going to go check side from 45. Outside the boot. Adam Forbes, top hands are still alive. It didn't make the distance. It was a 45-metre check side.
Yeah.
It went up and down, didn't it?
Off the boot, it was bending back perfectly. Just didn't have the distance, Brad McGowan, but we're going to say don't tell me.
Bit too far out for that one.
No score, still alive inside 50. Cassidy with the clearance, just gets boots the ball, sends it through for a minor score. 7-9, 51 on the Metro scoreboard. That is Sebastopol. North Ballarat 3-5-23.
To rub a little bit of salt into the wounds, North Ballarat have some casualties down here. Isaac Loverson was before just limping a little bit, just trying to go for a little jog along the sidelines, and now David Branko Ritchie, who of course would be a massive out in the ruck, is taking a seat, just a little bit sore standing up on 2 feet there.
It is the normal time that Branko Ritchie would come off for a rotation, but you're right, he hasn't looked perfect with his running gait for most of this game.
So injury concerns for North Ballarat as they have the ball in defensive 50 in the hands of Josh Morris. He comes short to Taj Bowman, marks around 40 metres from the Sebastopol goal. Ball in North Ballarat's hand. Bowman looking for some options. In the end, he plays on, comes up the wing in front of the coach's box. Jolly dropped what he should have taken. Ball spills to ground. Sebastopol through O'Shea, who's done some nice things today. Goes on the left boot. Tries to find Mason. Ball goes to ground. Still in the open was Edwards pushing the back. The umpire says no. He's going to come in and ball it up right on 50 at the Sebastopol end of the ground.
Loverson's getting his right quad strapped.
Not ideal in his first game of senior footy since 2023.
Jared Curran looks to be the cramping for North Ballarat, or has hurt his hamstring out there as well.
Jolie's kick was smothered for North Ballarat. Ricochet in direction of Cassidy, who just fights for it in a dogfight inside 50 against 3 of them. He almost won. Ball spilled out. Lewis at ground level gets boots the ball. Lockyer coming through the other way. Left foot kick towards full forward. Getting back with courage. Almost! With the wonderful mark. He just couldn't hang on to the final moment. It goes through for a minor score. North Ballarat will go quickly. And the short pass finds its way now to Lewis. It will slide in and take the mark right on 50.
So North have been able to get the ball to about here, and then they haven't been able to transfer it much further.
So Bowman has the ball in hands for North Ballarat. We're all trying to calm down after that nearly amazing mark from Luke Keel. Kick put North Ballarat team under pressure. Good spoil from Mason. Ball came back to Lewis. Come barging through his curtain. Round 1, round 2, well done. James Curtin kicks long into half forward, and Keel takes the mark for Sebas.
He's had a fairly exciting last few minutes, Keel. He's starting to look really dangerous up there. He's been really good all game, but hasn't necessarily looked dangerous in front of goal. But last few minutes, boys, he's due for one.
Well, he kicked a couple behinds. He could easily have 3 or 4 goals to his name if he just had his kicking boots on. But yeah, right, he has been super brave McGowan for One Life Insurance and would be in contention for that Sporting Globe Player of the Day if he continues it on for the rest of the afternoon. But can he get one that Sebas can...
Just while he's lining up, Sam, can you give us, for the listeners listening on the radio, just a recap of that mark?
Well, imagine Nick Rewalt back with the flight at the SCG. That's how Luke Keel's going to describe it, but it was more, he was coming back with the flight, had a player coming the other way to the top of the goal square with courage. He had the mark, and as soon as he hit the turf, it just sort of fell out of his grass.
It would have been an extraordinary mark.
And he needed to jump over the top of someone.
He almost hurdled his own teammate, I think it was Fletcher, in the goal square.
Yeah.
But with the kick, Luke Keel. He's had a few siders, hasn't been able to thread the needle. This one's a more direct approach. Right foot kicks on its way. And the goal umpire just tilts back and says, thank you very much. A goal to Sebas. They're 8th of the afternoon. A bit of bang for their buck after piling on the pressure. 8-10-58 on the Metro scoreboard. 3-5-23.
And there was a bit of feeling about that goal for Sebas. They certainly got around Keeley. And just to congratulate him for his work, because he has worked tirelessly in that forward half. And realistically, it was a goal that Sebas deserved, because there was probably 10 minutes there where they had the ball just pinned inside their forward half. North Ballarat could not get out.
You can just tell without Sam Glover that there's that hole in the back line for North Ballarat, and Sebastopol exposing it. David Brinker-Ritchie's back on, but of course he had that knee injury, which is why he didn't start the year, and he has his right leg very heavily strapped, so I would say he's not at 100%, boys.
Yeah, just still building his match fitness, and after 5 consecutive behinds from Sebas, Luke Keel threads the needle to get one. A bit more separation on that Metro scoreboard. Back on the way here at the Marty Bush Reserve. Big tap one by Brinker-Ritchie, but the clearance should go away to Sebas, and Medwell has been super again. Handball was poor on this occasion. Broken up by Lewis to Stone, and the dribbling kick to half forward. Thrown out there by Lockett. Was clever to get it to McInerney. Inside 50 will go. Bouncing ball in front of Jolie. Bounce up nicely for him. The handball was poor, though. Only found Wilkinson of Sebas. He'll spread over top looking for Buckley. Too tall for him. Northwood numbers the other way. Dump kick towards full forward. Only finds the chest of Stewart and then position A.
The Sebas youngster plays on quickly, brings it out to the clubroom side of the ground and finds Hommelhoff, who's by himself. He goes in short, finds Banbury. I've loved his game this afternoon. He'll be a Sporting Globe contender, Sporting Globe Hotel Player of the Day, of course, as his kick finds Medwell. I don't know how you can pay. Umpire was going to pay advantage and then changed his mind, subject of some conjecture during the week in AFL circles. Medwell comes up the line and finds Joel Edwards, who plays on quickly for Sebas, kicks long towards half forward. But Bromley Lynch gets back and takes a strong mark overhead. He goes in short and finds a teammate in Harvey Lewis. He goes in short, overkicks it though, and Edwards for Sebas is able to spoil. Gave it back to Lockyer, goes in short and finds Keel.
Yeah, Keel mark just outside 50. You can throw a blanket over about 30 players in the attacking half of Sebas. Basically, North Ballarat just camped a couple behind the footy and damage control as it's all Sebas in the territory game. Keel, well, he's 65 and goal, won't have the distance you would think. So look for him to lower the eyes and dart off. Umpires don't give him a chance to go back for his full 30. He just sets a high one to the top of the square. One for the high flyers, one for maybe Toby Hart. Too big, too strong, and too damn good this year for anyone.
Yeah, Jared Curran was his direct opponent then. Curran tried to sort of block his run, but didn't really compete up in the air. And as you said, Hart just read it better than everyone else. Took the mark and should go back and kick this goal.
He's having his best run at senior footy. Still under 30. Still plenty of senior footy ahead of him. Over 150 games of experience for Sebas. And has made the number 1 ruck position this year his own. But gets forward and does this well. Hits the scoreboard. He gets his second of the afternoon. And the Borough now have 9. That's 1964 on the Metro scoreboard, 3-5-23.
When we talk about Toby Hutt being the most influential ruckman in the league right now for Sebas, we would say it's because of that.
Yes.
Like he's good in the ruck tap. He's not great. But when the ball hits the ground, he's quite good. And his aerial stuff around the ground, he looks to be resting forward right now, so playing as a forward. But he is so damaging. And what is he kicking? 1 to 1.5 goals a game as a result of that play forward.
Those thoughts for One Life Insurance from Brad McGowan. Lockett, Joe Lockett's in the centre square now. He kicks the ball long into half forward for North Ballarat. Buckley gets back. Underground handball, missed the target. Curtin off the ground for Sebastopol. Kicked it straight back to Lockett for North Ballarat. He went inside 50. Gee, I've liked Wilkinson's game this afternoon for Sebast. He picked up and kicked out in the wind and found Little Hales. Been very serviceable has Jake Wilkinson for Sebast. Little Hales comes up the line looking for Joel Edwards. Couldn't mark. Ball came back in the direction of Lockett. Handball came over the top and found a teammate, Penny. Handball over the top again. So North Ballarat with numbers, this time through Elliot Lamb. Long inside 50 for North. Kicks towards the goal square. Loverson one out. Oh, it was Brinkerichi actually. Ball went to ground. Ball spilled over the back. Are Sebast going to rush it through? They will. Through from behind for North Ballarat. They go to 3-6-24. Sebast 9-10-64 on the Metro scoreboard.
So much better ball movement by North Ballarat though. The young players taking it on through the middle of the ground, running and carrying, handballing. They need more of that.
So the flamboyant Buckley to bring us back underway, and he's just settling on the drop punts, which as a fan of the barrel, I'm just a little bit upset. So Jack, if you're listening, maybe drop one down the middle, a bit of a bullseye option. If you don't know Shea, and Sebastopol retreat in defence to find Ben Hutt, who's been, as a captain should be, just high-wheeling all afternoon. A great kick in the corridor finds Toby Hutt. He'll give the handball off to Buckley. Handball received to Henderson. Little dinky kick was okay in the direction of Forbes. Twist left, twist right, and then in the end, got into two minds, turned it over. North Ballarat trying to go to Jolie. Has to break the Buckley tackle. Handball was pulled in the McInerney direction. Slaps it to his own advantage. Falls over at the critical moment. Quick couldn't gather. Sebast with numbers off to Stewart, and the composure from halfback on full display. Kick is superb in the direction of Henderson at full stretch. He did everything but take the mark. The umpire says he got a couple of hands in the back. A free kick to Felix Henderson.
And Curran, as Brad McGowan indicated earlier, has some difficulty with an injury. He's obviously staying out there because of the situation. As Henderson plays on quickly, goes to Toby Hart, and easy as you will like, spots up Cassidy 35 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, Curran's just not moving very well. That's why he gave away that free kick against Henderson, because he just couldn't go with him in the contest. He's now just continued to walk back towards his goal, but yeah, I think North would like to get him off. I'm just not sure whether they have any numbers down there, Sammy Treasure, to get him off too, do they?
No, they literally don't, Brad. They're down so many soldiers.
So directly in front will be Lucky Cassidy in game 100. Get around the team.
And that's exactly what they've done. Every Sebast player on the field has run up to give that bald chrome dome a rub for Lockie Cassidy.
Well, I don't think he's had hair since he was 14. That's not true, but he has had a nude nut for a while. With 10-10-70 on the Metro scoreboard, that's Sebast. They're leading North Ballarat 3-6-24. And the maturity there shown forward by Toby Hart as well. He marks 50 from goal. Probably never right the way he's been playing this season to go back with the shot. But no, just lower the eyes, keep the momentum going forward. And the unselfishness is showing why Sebast will be sitting on top of the ladder if they continue on from this position after this round.
Play back underway. Jolly now doing the ruck for North Ballarat in the middle. Hutt his opponent. Henderson overran the footy. Aim to Shea. Handball onto Penny. Can he make it 2 for the quarter? He can. Dom Penny from outside 50 kicks North Ballarat's 4th goal. They go to 4-6-30 to Sebast 10-10-70 on the Metro scoreboard.
And I think Brinkerichi, the ruck for North Ballarat, is just sore, as you're saying. He's basically got a degenerative knee issue. So it's probably not going to get that much better for him today. So they look to just say, right, well, you just stay forward. Jolly, you go into the ruck. He has been competing down there well. And again, Dom Penny, not as good necessarily with the contested ball stuff, but if he can get a bit of run at it, Dom Penny for North Ballarat, the inside mid, is really dangerous.
Didn't have a goal in senior footy before this afternoon. He now has 2 in the quarter from the midfield.
Yeah, look good.
Of course, all those other games pretty much been played behind the footy, so a bit hard to kick him from 200 metres away from the goal face. But hello, Dom. North Ballarat on that occasion. Hutt. Hacked over there cleverly by Sebast over the shoulder. Medwell, a little Pele kick. Worked beautifully as the Barra go towards the full forward position. On the lead there is Minari. He'll retreat back towards Henderson. Getting across there was the speedster and Palmer, who knocks towards the line. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. Ran out of real estate, and like brother Reggie has very good wheels.
Does.
How do you like Jake Wilkinson's game this afternoon, Brad?
Yeah, he's been good. So many of those Sebast role players have just been really good. I think Roger, and in the end, that's why they're leading, their depth and overall team play.
Jolly with the clearance. Bounces in front of Lockyer. kept it in front of himself. And he went the other way. Lewis cops high. And there will be a bit of push and shove.
So Lockyer did it. Not sure whether he meant
Advantage will be taken. And that's a little whack from Medwell on Shea. Downfield free kick will be result to Franco Ritchie as this game's just threatening to explode. Of course, traditional rivals. Goes back to the old Sebastopol North College days. They haven't forgotten. And there are plenty of people here haven't either. Franco Ritchie from outside 50 wobbles one towards the top of the square. Hits the deck. Buckley up the deck. Was clever to Medwell to Henderson. The big guns all combined. He clears towards the broadcast side. Minari's in front of Bromley Lynch. Off hands and out of bounds.
He's battled hard, Bromley Lynch, hasn't he? He was outsized in that contest. He's generally outsized, but just keeps working hard.
So as called by Sam Young, things have gone up a notch, and you can see Bromley Lynch is having to play on Minari now.
Yeah.
Look at the height difference just because of the weight of injuries at North Ballarat. So the ball to be thrown in right in front of us here at Marty Bush Reserve. We're 28 minutes into the third quarter. Edwards for Sebas kicks the ball forward in the direction of Fletcher. He's been a bit quieter this quarter, but has been terrific today. Curran was run down, managed to get a boot to it. Came to Banbury, handballed over the top to Medwell, cleverly tapped it on. Can Fletcher pick it up? No, he can't. Ball came back to Tom Palmer. Beautifully picked up by Minari. Strong tackle from Bromley Lynch. It'll be a ball up inside 50, around 30 metres from the Sebas goal.
Sebas just doing as they please, and that knock on from Medwell was very clever, almost been fruitful in result and shot on goal. North just hanging on. Banbury comes through, couldn't gather. Scrubby kick will work out for North Ballarat towards Lamb, who just dumps it into the corridor. Curtin backing back, couldn't mark. Numbers with Sebas coming across was Wilkinson off to the coach and Lockyer. Spearing pass is going to be slid in by Little Housing Martin. He's collected late by Lewis.
That's 50. He's going to get 50, surely.
And that's the square up from the high contact from Lockyer. As Lockyer got him high, his kick found Little House, and then he arrives late and bumps into the back of Cooper. And he's going to now be dragged inside 50 for a shot on goal in the dying embers of the third term. And of course, there is history, of course, with Tony Lockyer. He was, of course, sent off in the corresponding fixture last year for that high knock on Brock Leonard. Survived tribunal hearings there to not get reported, but there's a bit of, just feeling coming back from that sort of incident, Roger Legrand, to the game today.
Yeah, certainly we haven't seen anything of it until this quarter. It seems to have just gone up a notch.
So Little Hales right behind this kick in the best seats of the house, thanks to our good friends at D2A Gym. It's an absolute floater mongrel in the end. He's missed the goal face, and it's a minor score. 10-11, 71 on the Metro scoreboard. That's Sebastopol, North Ballarat. 4 goals, 6:30 here at the Marty Bush Reserve.
Sebastopol wasted some opportunities in front of goal this quarter. They have owned the ball, though. It's been inside their forward 50 for the majority of the quarter.
Bowman brings the ball back in for North Ballarat, finds Penny, who's been everywhere this quarter. He's moved into an on-ball role. He plays on with the left boot up the wing. Curtin found himself in front, tapped it down to Cassidy for Sebastopol. Onto Hutt. Handball over the top, came towards Banbury. Back to Hutt. He's going to get run down. Did he get a handball? Umpire said yes. Ball comes back to Penny. Kicked it along the ground. Very strong play from Tony Lockyer for Sebas. Jolly picked it up to Lockett. On to Quick. He's been very quiet this afternoon for North Ballarat. Kicks inside 50, a bouncing ball. Sebas, beautifully done by Ben Hutt. Tapped it over Henderson, who brings it out. Ball is going to run over the boundary line. Lasso freak. No, it's going to be called touch to throw in right in front of the benches here at Marty Bush.
Do you reckon Buckley conned him into that one?
Definitely. Jack Buckley pretended that he touched it, and I say pretended because he didn't.
We saw a pretty clear gap from our vantage point between hand and ball, but well played, Bucks. As true centre wing broadcast side, Jolie in the ruck's been a good injection, quick, then quiet, good clearance, so left foot kick will dump it inside forward 50. Kurt getting back, looked at Hutton in the end, didn't fly for the mark. Ball hits the turf, always a dangerous chaos ball. Numbers with Sebas. Mocky with the hand pass for the Borough, finds his way to Banbury, just continues to rack him up and then use them so well. Minari, mark on centre wing. Just an important cog in the half forward line is Ash Minari. Adds vital experience and execution as he found McDonald in the middle, dropped the chest mark, able to get away from the would-be tackler as James McDonald, and now thump it inside forward 50. At the back is Forbes, ball to turf, which will make it dangerous. Fletcher off to the human highlight reel, right foot slam around the body, and I'll let the crowd do the work. Oh yeah, all the time. They have 11 for the afternoon, 11-11-77 here at the Marty Bush Reserve on the Metro scoreboard.
11-11-77, a commentator's favourite score. That was just poor pressure in the middle of the ground by North Ballarat in the end. They just let Sebastopol take the ball through. They really should have caused a turnover. Early in the game they would have. The pressure's just dropped right off, allowed Sebastopol to be able to move the ball as they please, and Forbes able to get on the end of it. He hasn't been able to find too much space today, but he doesn't need a lot of space when he does
and
get
he's
it.
one of those guys who could have 5 touches for the afternoon but still be considered influential at the end of the day.
You'd
And
hate
that
to
was
play on him.
classic example, beautifully called by Sam Young. Play back underway in the middle. It's going to be a repeat stoppage. He's just has that deft touch, doesn't he? And we joke about the human highlight reel because he supposedly has his own YouTube channel, but
supposedly
that's going to appear on the YouTube channel. I can guarantee that, because you won't get too many better goals than that. It was a snap over his left shoulder from about 40 metres out under pressure, and we knew as soon as it left the boot that it was going to go straight through the middle, and that it did. And the Sebas faithful were very happy about it as Hutt wins it down to Henderson, and it's going to be a repeat stoppage in the centre of the ground.
Just Bailey Medwell checking out the game. Looks like they're Sammy Treasure with a little cut.
Yeah, just the inside of the left knee there for Bailey Medwell. He'll get that patched up.
Just a little blood rule. Hutt took it out of the air after Henderson wraps around to that left side. High ball to half forward. Be a tough one to McMark. McDonald did well, came from the side, just brought it to ground to give the half forwards an opportunity for the Borough. At North Ballarat carefully working out through Arts, as they were unable to exit after a 32.5-minute third term there. Sebas, well, Roger Legrand, how many goals they pile on that quarter? I think it was like 5?
5 goals, 8. 5 goals, 8 they kicked that quarter to 2 goals, 2. So we'll get Brad's thoughts on that shortly. Can you run us through those goal kickers, please, Sam?
Yeah, 2 to Toby Hutton, 2 to Jacob Fletcher and Ash Manara, singles to McDonald, Henderson, Keel, Forbes, and 100 gamer and Cassidy, whilst North Ballarat's 2 to Dom Penny. All both in that turn. McGuigan and Lockett had the individual goals for them. We're going to take a break here at the Mardi Bush Reserve. Thanks to our number 1 ticket on D2 Gym. You're listening to 3BA Footy's Home Ground.
Imagine this. You're driving to work.
Music.
Your favourite song comes on. And moments later, you're in the running for $10,000.
Oh, yes!
It's our $10,000 cash track.
You beauty, mate!
It's easy to play, impossible to ignore. Listen for the cash track. When you hear it, call us to get in the draw for 10 grand.
Yay! That's amazing!
It's 3BA's $10,000 cash tracks. Now playing weekdays on Ballarat's 3BA.
Zambrero is turning up the feel-good with their new Nourish Plus Bowl and Burrito. Built with nourishing ingredients like fresh kale and cabbage slaw, house-made guac, spiced sesame crunch, and tangy pickled onions. Layered with flavour, texture and balance in every bite. Looks great and tastes even better. It's sure to be your new go-to for a limited time only. Zambrero, feel good Mex.
If you need your caravan or trailer serviced or repaired, then you need Ballarat Caravan and Trailer Repairs. They'll look after your pride and joy every single time. You just pull up out the front and they'll back it in for you. And if you need insurance claims and repairs, diesel heaters, 12-volt solar panels, bike racks, awnings or spare parts, they can help you with all of that as well. Find Ballarat Caravan and Trailer Repairs at 15 Olliers Road, Mount Rowan, or on Facebook for more details.
At my age, preparation is just part of life. To prepare for viruses like influenza, COVID and RSV, I get vaccinated regularly. Viruses are always changing. That's why vaccination really matters to protect yourself against serious disease and hospitalisation. And the risks go up when you turn 65. Vaccination is the best preparation. Speak to your health professional and book your vaccinations today. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
It's May's super sale at Harvey Norman Furniture, Ballarat. Huge savings store-wide. Sofas, dining, beds and more. Plus outdoor furniture last chance specials. Once they're gone, they're gone. Hurry in today to Harvey Norman, Ballarat.
When you need it cleaned or emptied, who's local, fast and friendly? Sludge Busters. You need to call Sludge Busters.
Do you have a septic tank emergency? Call Sludge Busters. Fast response, reliable and experienced. And the team travels out of town. No panic, no mess, no mucking around. In trouble, Sludge Busters gets it sorted.
When you need it cleaned or emptied, who's local, fast and friendly? Sludge Busters. You need to call Sludge Busters.
Did you know that a bocker is a Ballarat colloquialism for a haircut? And the word colloquialism means a word that is not formal, but is used in ordinary conversation. Anyway, if your household budget has taken a bit of a haircut, then the Western Hotel has your back. With steak night on Tuesdays, Palmer night on Thursdays, and happy hour Friday nights. When it's your turn to cook, make it always the Western. The Western Hotel, Ballarat.
Life's full of complicated decisions. KFC is not one of them. KFC's $4.95 Hot Rods Fill-Up. Hot Rods, zesty aioli, a juicy tender and crispy golden chips, all for $4.95. Not everywhere and not forever. Pick up only until 4 p.m.
Ballarat's 3BA, covering the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League. Live.
Well done, James Curtin kicks long into half forward, and Keel takes the mark for Sebastopol.
Right foot kicks on its way, and the goal umpire just tilts back and says, thank you very much. He just sets a high one to the top of the square. One for the high flyers, one for maybe Toby Hart. Too big, too strong, and too damn good this year for anyone. Over 150 games of experience for Sebas, but gets forward, and it does this well. Hits the scoreboard. Welcome back to 3BA Footy's Home Ground. Thanks to D2E Gym. From Delacombe to Wendouree, you're never too far from a D2E. We're at Sebastopol on the Metro scoreboard 11-11-77 over North Ballarat. It's 4-6-30. Before we get your thoughts for One Life Insurance, Brad McGowan, let's see if we can cross down to our man Sam Treasure, who was listening to the Sebastopol huddle.
Thanks, Ian.
We might try that again over the mics. You got us there, Sammy Treasure?
I have now, Youngie, yes. I went into Tony Lockie's speech for Sebastopol. He was very happy with that quarter, very jubilant with the efforts. He said they stuck to the plan really well, but his tone switched and he said there's got to be no complacency. We have to finish off here this last quarter. He said it with a lot of urgency. You could just tell by his tone switch just how much this means to him. We saw Ben Hutt as well straight away gather his troops, and he basically said to hold their nerve and just remember all the hard work they've put in. And don't let it go to waste this last quarter. I've got a few stats as well. It was 29-16 marks that quarter and 19-10 inside 50s, both favouring Sebastopol.
Thank you very much, Sammy T. And we'll get an update from you when you can from the North Ballarat camp, because there's a lot of soldiers down. Probably easy to list players that are healthy out there for the minute. But Brad McGowan for One Life Insurance. What are your thoughts going into this final term?
Well, we just heard the stats that Sebastopol really owned the ball in that quarter, didn't they? Double the clearances, double the inside 50s. And look, they certainly look to be running all over the top of North Ballarat. North Ballarat are struggling to be able to get the ball out of their back line. And look, the reality is they came into the game down a number of injured players, and now they've got a number of more injuries to add to that list today. So they're finding it hard to just be able to run out the quarter well. They've got injured players having to stay on the ground, including their ruck Brinker Ritchie and Curran down back, so key position players. So they're finding that really challenging. They just can't move the ball. Realistically, I think North Ballarat just want to try and limit damage for the rest of this quarter, get to the Queen's birthday weekend bye, and try and get things back together again.
Yeah, and you've got your good eyes, Brad McGowan. You can see Curran staying on the ground, but he's getting heavily worked on by the trainers, getting some strapping on that hamstring region. So he looks like he's one of those wounded soldiers, as you said, Brad, to just continue on. Sammy T, whilst you've got a second, have you got an update on everyone else who's out the North? Might be just heading down across to the trainers now to get an official update.
So I would suggest that the major thing North Ballarat want to get is they want to get some sort of positive out of this game. Can they win this quarter? Can they get themselves heading towards their next game with a bit of positivity?
Last quarter of action from Marty Bush Reserve. The D2E Gyms from Delacombe to Wendouree and never too far from a D2E. If you've just joined us, it's the Borough by 47 points. They've led from start to finish pretty much, and North have been hit hard by injuries as Elliot Lamb for North picks the ball up over to Morris onto Quinlan, right foot into 50. Jolly, was he held? Umpire said no, went back and got the footy. Ball went to ground. Curtin for Sebastopol went in. Handball found a target through Edwell over to Lockyer. Spilling over the top to Banbury now. Ball in the middle of the ground for Sebastopol. Cassidy goes in. Elliot Lamb steals the ball off him for North Ballarat. Kicks the ball inside 50. They're getting back to take a strong mark is Holmes, who's done okay today, stepping in for Sam Wilkinson, who's out injured. He comes over to Felix Henderson in the back 50. He finds Lockyer right in front of the coaches' boxes for Sebastopol. Kick goes in short to Adam for Sebas. He plays on quickly and kicks to Medwell.
Yeah, around the body he goes to finds Bailey Medwell. And he retreats. Wants to go back to Henderson. Plays on. Lowers the eyes. Looking for the lead. Mark's taken there by Edwards.
Felix Henderson can really hurt you if you give him this much room. I recall the last quarter of our previous game against Darley here. He can really hurt the opposition with his quick kick.
A bit of separation. And you can just tell the current's not 100% because Will Hales just pushed off him with ease and was uncontested pretty much at the top of the goal square. Well, maybe on a slightly ankle, he'll line up for what would be his first goal of the afternoon.
Sebastopol are just too good to not put enough pressure on. North can't drop off with their pressure because Sebastopol move the ball very well. They're very well structured.
Had a so-so year, Cooper Little Hales. Has struggled at this part. Conversion. Just something he's working on. Shows the works there. Pops it through. 12 goals, 11. 83 on the Metro scoreboard. A game high 53-point margin. The Ballarat lead. North Ballarat 4 goals, 6-30.
For One Life Insurance, Brad, you've got a difficult decision for the Sporting Globe Player of the Day. There's a number of contenders.
Yeah, I think it'd be someone involved in the Sebastopol Footy Club, and I think it would be either a midfield or a half forward. Certainly Luke Keogh would be up there. And then I find it hard to split guys like Cassidy, Medwell,
Banbury.
Yeah, Banbury would be the next one.
Who needs that steak macca?
Or Palmer. As the ball comes back in, Bricker Ritchie has given away another free kick in the ruck. That must be about the 4th or 5th, I reckon. And Toby Hutt will be the recipient. Kicks very long towards full court. Little Hutt came from 3 back, putting Market Mason, who hasn't been on the long ground, gives a dinky kick and turns it over. But the handball missed its target for North. It's a comedy of errors. Ball comes back in the direction of Lamb. He handballed it straight back to Banbury for Sebastopol. Little House thought it was a mark, but a handball. Mason picked it up and kicked long towards the goal square for Sebas. Palmer's underneath it. Cassidy might have taken him high, and the ball's built out of bounds beside the behind post at the scoreboard end of the ground. Sebas end.
Well called, Roger, to the ground. You're right in that call with Little House. He just fell to the ground like it was almost a kick. He just sort of chested it down and went, oh, it's a handball, play on, and then had a bit of a problem. But inside hitting for Sebas, lead by 53 points. Little House doing the ruck work, wins it down. Cassidy with a big tackle. Already had a nice little moment of touch with him getting a goal in game 100. Gets another, and he might want to stay. Back underway. Big tackle applied by Keel coming through. Mercurial Fletcher with the rifle kick towards top square for Sebas. Curran spoiled. Knock on by Little Hales. Only as far as Palmer, who does the defensive thing and sees it through for a minor score. 12-12-84 on the Metro scoreboard. Sebas move to North Ballarat 4-6-30. 4 minutes gone in the final term.
Ball comes back in through Morris for North Ballarat up the middle and finds Lewis. Just outside defensive 50 for North Ballarat. He comes in straight down the middle looking for Lockett. Hutt was able to get a hand to it for Sebas, but it went straight to Stone. Stone kicks inside 50 for North Ballarat looking for a teammate. Ball spills over the back. Johnny should be able to tap it through. Great defending from the Borough defence to knock that ball through for a behind. Golden opportunity for North to get their 3rd goal of the second half, but in the end the Sebas defenders were up to the task. So North go to 4 goals, 8-32, Sebas 12-12, 84.
Buckley short to Henderson. Handball received for Sebas will find the captain Hutt now across to Banbury. As they move towards the broadcast side, centre wing position do Sebastopol. Back Banbury, spearing pass, missed his target. Collins started his turn behind the footy. Did a serviceable job in the opening half on Lockyer, but to no real effect for the team's results, to be fair. Seb launches a high one towards half forward and might kick it straight to Lockyer. Dropped one he would normally take, quick weights down, try and get those crumbs. Handball was wide and picking the pocket nicely was Henderson for Sebas. Goes that left side, dinky kick was good. Mason will take the mark. Fed side centre wing on the broadcast side. Mark for Liam Mason of Sebastopol. Gained 2 back in the senior lineup after a year off last year. High ball towards centre wing. Morris back in the end, pretty much uncontested as they'll take the mark for North Ballarat.
So Josh Morris, he's tried hard today for North. He kicks towards half forward in the direction of Brinker Ritchie, who can't get out of a gallop at the moment. He's definitely hindered by some sort of injury. Ball falls back to Buckley for Sebas. He finds Keel. Gosh, Keel's been terrific as a high half forward for Sebas today. He's got the ball in the centre square. Goes in short, finds Banbury, another good player for Sebas. Banbury looks to play on quickly, kicks inside 50, great spoil over the back from Collins. Edwards nearly had the mark. Keel somehow found himself at the feet of that, heads towards the boundary line, and the boundary umpire beats him. It'll be a throw-in on the 50-metre line. Sebas into the ground. We've played 6 minutes in this last quarter.
Midfield for Sebas ran hard there, didn't they? Like Banbury started that play over here on the wing and then ended up getting it on the opposite side of the ground. They're just outworking the North Ballarat midfield, Sebas.
Ball in 50 from goal. Hutt with the tap. Cassidy with the clearance. Handball off to Hummelhoff. Left foot kick towards full forward for Sebas. Fly from the side mark, not taken by Little Hales. North Ballarat exit there through Taj Bowman right down the eye, diddle. Waiting down was Shea. Look away hand pass, clever. Teammates got to be good and Lamb. You go back towards Shea. He's got a lock-in tackle and he takes it from a bit of a piggyback. Yeah, primary school stuff here in the middle of Marty Bush Reserve.
Went for the bear hug. Tony Lockyer.
And we'll get a stoppage. Centre of the ground here at the Marty Bush. 12-84 on the Metro scoreboard is Sebas leading North Ballarat. It's 4-7-31. Hutt with the clearance of the Toby variety. Backing back. Front on contact. No. Not going the way of purchase. McDonald outside the boot. And Lux of Fortune in a pocket of space. Cheating from the stoppage running forward there. Edwards takes the mark.
Yeah, I think Edwards just stayed forward. His man came up towards the ball. Edwards probably should have gone with him, but he would say, no, I should have stayed exactly here because I've been able to mark the ball 30 metres out and I'm a key forward, so that's my job.
So Joel Edwards, the line for goal. Flip a coin, boys, left or right. Who would know?
I think he'll go right.
I think he'll go right too, but you never know with Joel. Adapt on both sides. Starts his approach to the goal face now. I tell you what, the right foot kick is on its way. And he needed to go left. It was the wrong side of the post for a minor. 12 goals, 13, 85. Sebastopol, they lead North Ballarat 4-7-31.
So Morris gets another kick. He's had a lot of his possessions just as kick-ins.
Yeah.
Bit of stat padding.
I think he's kind of been forced to in the absence of Penny going on board, but he has to take the kick out.
He does use it well, though, doesn't he? Always hits a target, just like that one, straight up the middle.
Over to Stone, back to Morris, got the 1-2 and went the barrel. You'd be pleased with that one, Sammy Young. 55 metres into his forward 50. Jolly found himself in front but was tackled straight away. In goes Toby Hutt for Sebas, was tackled strongly, and it'll be a ball up just outside 50. How would you rate that on a scale of 1 to 10, Sammy, for the barrel?
9.2.
9.2. I would love to see what a 10 looks like as the umpire throws the ball in the air. Brinker Ritchie one out. Henderson tried to pick it up. Brinker Ritchie went back in, used his strength. Sample missed a target. Cassidy to Henderson, and Henderson's cleared.
Clearing kick will go bounce in the middle of the Marty Bush Reserve. Slips at the back. Foot race on an Ernest. Curran wounded. Just slapped back into the corridor. Keel tough. Got the handle away to Banbury. Steps the Whoopie tackler. Off to Fletcher. Does a break stride. Lights it up to Jacob Fletcher! Number 3. He started it and now he might have finished it.
Great speed by Fletcher, wasn't it? Great call, Young. He just couldn't be caught. North Ballarat were right on his heels, but he's breaking this game open. And just the Sebas pressure, use for the midfield there was fantastic. Gee, they're a high-scoring team. They are going to be tough to beat this year, Sebas.
Yeah, it was very much a eat-night dust situation. As when Jacob Fletcher picked up just outside 50, ran his full 15, went bang. And you're right, Brad McGowan. They're going to be top of the ladder on the live ladder at the minute, and they look like the real deal in season 2026.
Well, they knock over Darley, who we thought were premiership favourites in their last game. Now they beat North Ballarat top of the ladder. Things are looking good for the Borough.
And just their ability to rotate their midfield. So Cassidy's spent the majority of this quarter inside. Now he's gone outside to the wing, and Henderson's having his turn. So they've got depth in some of those key positions. As the clearance is won by Sebas, and Collins takes a mark behind the play for North Ballarat. He goes long up the line. Ben Hutt found himself in front. It's a foot race now. Hutt on quick. Hutt's going to beat him to the ball, and geez, we talk about role players at Sebas, and it hasn't Ben Hutt played a super game this afternoon on quick, albeit, delivery to quick's been horrible, but Ben Hutt's certainly done his job, Brad McGowan.
So Ben Hutt, who has played plenty of inside mid for Sebas, has been squeezed out of that inside mid group, now just goes to half back and is as reliable as ever. You'd love to have him down there. He's been great.
It's actually someone who was identified by Clint Proctor in the pre-game chat with us as a real role and key cog for Sebas, the captain, as the ball goes towards full forward for North Ballarat. Lamb, Lockyer back with courage, slapped it in the Wilkinson direction. He'll be tough at it. Quinlan was lively early, hasn't seen much of it since, to be fair. It's been starved of opportunity with the ball leaving in Sebastopol's attacking half. We'll get a stoppage 25 metres out. We want to get down to Sam Treasure for an update from North Ballarat bench for the listeners, because there's plenty wounded down there, we know, just for the new listeners joining, as Penny wheels around. He's kicked a couple. He might get his third. On the last line, the defence has steamed through for a minor score. Sammy T for an update on the bench for North Ballarat.
Yeah, well, they've been down for one rotation pretty much since the middle of I think, the third quarter, Sam. It's been the story of the day, hasn't it, North Ballarat's casualty ward. There's Declan McGuigan, who had that scary incident. Sam Glover's the biggest story of the day with his hip, of course, the main man down back for them, and they've just had a few other niggles as well, and they've got blokes out there. David Brinker-Ritchie, who's clearly struggling as well, James Curran as well.
So you normally start with 4 on the bench, they're down to 1. And as we said, a couple on the ground that probably should be off the ground.
Isaac Loberson, the other one there, which he left and hasn't re-emerged. As Buckley comes out broadcast side, did he find Hutt? Yes, he did.
He did, and he goes in short and finds Wilkinson, the Sebast, the veteran. He certainly played his part this afternoon. Goes short up the line, looking for McDonald. Good spoil from Tom Palmer for North Ballarat. Ball comes to Morris, taken high, no, umpire calls play on. Banbury goes in for Sebast, gives it to Cassidy, goes in short, clever tap on by Henderson. The umpire's going to call for a throw in. It's right in front of us.
Did he not? I think he went the 15 metres, Henderson, because he could have marked it. He just slapped it.
I think he's acknowledged the error of his ways. The Rye Green, you can afford to give that youngie when you lead by 9 goals, as the Sebast are on the Metro scoreboard. Ball comes back into play. Brinker-Ritchie's been serviceable this afternoon, taps it down straight to Oscar Stone. It'll be a ball up right in front of us here at Marty Bush Reserve.
Roger, well, it went over the boundary line in between the arcs. Why wasn't it a lasso? Because it was a deliberate tap out of bounds.
You're asking the wrong person. Sam Young's the lasso expert in this box.
As the kick was smothered right at the bottom of the North Ballarat player. Well, last touch isn't the rule, it's last disposal, but I guess the question is maybe not lasso, but insufficient.
Yeah.
But I think what he's trying to say was something to his own advantage.
Yeah.
He caught the umpire. It worked. Back in the way, Bromley Lynch was bear hugged by Luke Keel. The second pick back to the corner.
Still remember that incident in the third quarter when Jack Buckley convinced the boundary umpire he touched it, didn't get within 5 foot of it.
All going Sebastopol's way. One that might North Ballarat, but the clearance there from Banbury was partially smothered.
I hate to make this more morbid reporting from me today, gents, but Josh Morris is off the ground in a lot of pain, really struggling to put weight on his right leg by the looks of it for North Ballarat, which is, of course, another massive blow.
Absolutely. Back with the action. We'll stick with it. With the hand pass from O'Shea in the mid-well direction has been super. He's caught the tackle. And in the end, another stoppage. Arts can hold his head high again. Industrious work off the wing, but North Ballarat trailing by 59 points on the Metro scoreboard.
Tell you what, they breed him tough in the Latrobe Valley, Sam Treasure, and you're a Latrobe Valley boy, but geez, Brinker-Ritchie's gritting his teeth. He's in a lot of pain out there, the Latrobe Valley boy himself, and I think he's going to potentially miss a week or two. It might just
from Yarram, Alberton Fish and Chips. I'm sure he loves them.
Kick goes long inside 50 for Sebast. Keel couldn't mark. Bromley Lynch has actually claimed it. Looked like it came off the hands of Keel first. Bromley Lynch, he plays on dangerously and turns it over. Wilkinson for Sebast was in front, gave it back to Hommelhoff. On to Henderson. He's a beautiful kick as Henderson, and does it again. Just finds a target. This time it's Luke Keel, who's marked right on the boundary line in front of the Sebast scoreboard around 30 metres from goal.
Well, the thing we love about Henderson is that he's that type of player that finds space, either without the ball or with the ball. He just gets into space and then he's able to use it so well on his left foot.
So Luke Keel's going to take a couple of steps to try and screw punts around the body for the boundary. It's a tough kick, but it's kind of been his sort of day. Too much near side final score. 13-14, 92. Leads 4-8-32. I think we've got Luke Keel down today for 1 goal, 3 and 1 out in the full. So it sort of sums up that he could have had the best days of all days.
He's had a good day regardless.
Yes, just saying he could have had the best day of all days if he had his kicking boots on. As Bowman goes back underway here, it's a 60-point margin, game high 60-point margin for the Metro scoreboard. He'll go short down the middle and find Shea, who I do like, good emerging prospect for North Ballarat. High ball towards the outside. It's a good kick to the advantage of his target. Nice mark taken by Collins. Plays on immediately, so tries a slingshot to the other end. Puts it out in front of his intended target there, and Penny But it wobbles out of bounds, and we'll get a bounce on deep inside forward. It's about 30 metres out in the left forward pocket.
North Ballarat's day is probably best summed up by that combi van engine that you just heard in the effects mic.
Yeah, it's sputtering.
It's sputtering. Exactly. As the ball prepared to come back into play right in front of the Velodrome at Mardy Bush. We've played 16 minutes in this last quarter. Sam Young said 60 points the margin. Throw in, Henderson tries to break through a tackle for Sebastopol, kicks it outside 50 in the direction of Keel. Midwell leads in the race in the ball. Bromley Lynch snatched it open for North Ballarat, kicked inside 50. Penny dived to mark it and wasn't able to do so. We might go around the grounds while we've got a chance, Sam Young. If you can give us an update for Go Vita, your local health store here in Ballarat.
Yeah, so there's some big games across the competition. But the one we're keeping a close eye, of course, has been East Point versus Melton. The Kangas have led all day in that upset potentially up there. And I can tell you, as it reads live, it's 9-6-60 East Point lead Melton 8-4-52.
We'll get an update on that Lakers game very soon. They're only a goal down at half-time. A chance to register their first win in a very long time. There's going to be a ball up outside 50. What can you tell us, Sam?
Watching the Lakers might have gone back to Wendouree. They're 5-7-37 trailing. Sunbury's 10-20-80. So Sunbury in firm control.
And what about the Darley game? Darley Redan at Darley Park.
Darley in firm control. 116 to Redan's 30.
Lockett grabbed the ball out of the ruck for North Ballarat, kicked it forward towards the goal square. Wilkinson went back to pick it up for Sebast, was tackled. Ball came out in the direction of McInerney. Buckley came in and laid a tackle for Sebast. Ball went to ground. Sebast defenders under pressure. Shea goes in, goes to kick it. Kicked it straight up and straight down, and in the end I think it's going to be out of bounds around 35 metres from the North Ballarat goal.
Sebast have put their key forward, Joel Edwards, into the ruck, and I think he's been using some of those fish and chips that was spoken about earlier. He's using that extra strength and weight to be able to move Brinker Ritchie off the ball. Not generally a ruckman, but he has been pretty strong in the contest at times.
Back on the way, inside forward 50 for North Ballarat. Coming through is Lockett. Off the Shea. Look like hand pass was taken away there by Sebastopol. Walk it over the line. We'll get a boundary throw in. And I just look at North Ballarat and their injury list now as it continues to grow. Glover, Loverson, McGuigan, then you adds to McCartan, Carey, Palmer, Leonard, Shea, Loader. It's starting to get into desperate measures for North Ballarat in season 2026.
Denver Granger, Barras, not injured but just not playing. There's 10 good players there that aren't available.
Henderson picks the ball up for Sebast, kicks it high up and under outside 50. Ball comes back to Keel. Gosh, he's been good to Lockyer for Sebast. His handball missed the target. Purchase goes in for North Ballarat to try and pick it up, not able to do so. Sebast just forcing the ball forward with a weight of numbers. Comes back to Bromley Lynch for North Ballarat. Kicks inside 50. Pack will fly. Ball spills over the back to Penny. He's tried hard. Handball to Lockett. Shrugs off. One goes onto his right boot. How's that for a goal from Jai Lockett for North Ballarat? Snap over the shoulder. And just the third goal of the second half for North Ballarat. Jai Lockett's second for the afternoon. North Ballarat go to 5 goals, 8-38. Sebastopol 13-14-92 on the Metro scoreboard.
He's tried hard all day, Jai Lockett. He has been the best forward for North Ballarat, but that's an example of how hard it has been for North to score goals. Like that, nothing's come easy for them. They've been scrappy goals, kicked around the corner under immense pressure. Rarely have they been able to get any space and get a contested mark, and their forward line isn't functioning very well because the number of the players that normally play there aren't down there. So they're really having to work hard to get any scores.
Toby Hutt wins it down the ruck for Spass. Hacked on the deck there by Banbury. Just pulled up a little sore from that. Keep an eye on him as McDonald spits and wide with the hand pass for Sebast. Hutt waiting in the middle of the ground, has to wait for a hospital hand pass. Jolie did well for North coming the other way to break things up. Shea flicks that wide looking for Quinlan. The Roosters will go forward with the searching hand pass to Penny. Off to Lewis. Trying to step the tackle, couldn't. Turnover. Buckley will come away with it. Handball over top to Sebast will find its way to McDonald. Spits it wide, finds Banbury, doesn't take the mark, but will continue to go on. They've got players streaming for it at centre half forward. Mark taken by Henderson. He always makes good decisions. He goes around the body and finds on the lead. Edwards got the holding ear massage as he takes the mark.
He didn't like the attention there, did he, Macca, in terms of he got one on the chops just as he marked it?
He did. He will get a nice shot on goal, though. And you spoke about that hospital handball that Toby Hutt had to sit under back in the middle of the ground. Well, it was Nathan Jolly, was his direct ruck opponent, who collided with him. And he has come off worse for wear. He's hobbling around. He's looking over at the bench and they're saying, no, you can't come off, mate. You've got to stay out there. He's all down on all haunches at the moment, struggling.
That's been the tale of the day today. North Ballarat casualty ward growing by the minute. Sebas getting better by the minute. And regardless of the casualty ward, Sebas have definitely been the better side for mine. As Joel Edwards comes in from 40 metres out, umpire has to work a little bit to his right-hand side and through for a behind.
He's left some on the table, boys.
He went right foot again. I think he needs to go back to his left. 5-8-38 North Ballarat, 13-15-93 Sebastopol on the Metro scoreboard as
Sammy Treasure, what'd you see, mate?
Oh, it's gotten so bad now that Nathan Jolly's had to come off for that suspected injury, and Josh Morris has had to come on, who's not well himself either. So it's an absolute hospital ward down here for North Ballarat.
High ball from North Ballarat will come back into the corridor for Sebas. And Henderson looks towards his left side to find the vacant Wilkinson. He's obviously brothering out there this afternoon, and he goes with the measured pass and finds McDonald, who I like the game of today. Spears it towards full forward. Edwards fisted away by Curran. Waiting down was Lamb. Good sidestep. Gets away from the whooping tackle. The bounce doesn't come back. And Edwards runs him down. And poleaxed him. The ball with the bounce didn't come back up. And, well, that would make you happy as a forwards coach. See a big keeper run someone down like that. Brad McGowan.
Fantastic run down.
Left foot kick. Because the right ain't working. Finds Medwell loose. And he'll chip in the pocket. Then Forbes. Half volley. Could take the mark. In the end, Palmer comes across and is pushed in the back. No, umpire says no, we'll get a ball in.
Good forward craft down there. Forbes and Minari working together. Minari came back, blocked Forbes' man, gave him the metre he needed, was just unable to take the ball cleanly.
Crowd right involved, and it's a very happy Borough faithful here at Marty Bush. 22 minutes into the last quarter, and Sebas in control. As Lamb wins the clearance for North Ballarat into the middle of the ground. Morris, who's noticeably hampered with injury, but forced to come on because they had no one to replace Nathan Jolly, who came off injured. Goes in short, finds Stone, was tackled high, umpire said play on. Back to Pendy, hasn't he tried high this afternoon? Goes onto his left boot and through for a behind. So North 5-9-39, Sebas 13-15-93 on the Metro scoreboard.
Morris looked up 2 or 3 times. The only player ahead of him was David Ritchie, the forward, who really can't move and is just holding on to his opponent, saying, don't kick it to me, please. I don't want to have to try and move. So North was struggling. Eventually they had to wait for Penny to run forward, as you suggested.
Buckley will play on. Short ball in the pocket finds Curtin, who's featured in every game this year.
It's been good today too.
Goes back to Buckley at full back. A bit of keeping it off maybe to finish for Sebas. As they'll measure one at full back with the Borough towards Henderson. He'll go off one step and they'll just chip it around. Now 4 marks inside the defensive 50. About to make it 5. Ball hangs getting back to Buckley, but he's able to take the mark. And he can come across to Kurt where it all started. So a bit of ring around the rosy sort of stuff.
Took a minute off the clock though, Sammy.
Just chip it around, and umpire called stand. Lewis did not. Now Kurt will go for full back and centre half back from that infringement. Will he go quickly? Be interesting to see. He does. The kick is awful, has to be said. He had a couple of options and he wobbled it straight to Lockett, so he's good day. And it's had a blemish. Lockett will play on centre wing. A little short pass to find his target in Lewis, the infringer. Looks over the top. He's able to chip it. Mark's taken by Quick. Too far at the score. He plays on, lowers the eyes, sees the target he likes and finds it. Mark taken there by Seb Collins. About 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Collins has tried hard all day, boys, but hasn't been able to find much space, so it was good for him there to get a bit of space and mark the ball.
Would have liked to have seen him go into the ruck a little bit more. And it's very easy to be critical in hindsight, but we've seen some good games from Collins, and today hasn't been one of them. He's tried hard, as you say, but just hasn't been his day.
So Collins will come in with the right foot kick, and he steered it to the outside for a minor score. 5 goals, 10 now on the Metro scoreboard. That's 40. That's North Ballarat trailing Sebastopol 13-15-93. We'll play 25 minutes in this final term. Buckley will just walk his way to full back. And there it is, the running barrel. And hello,
out of 10.
Ground. Oh, that's a 9.5. Over halfway it goes. North Ballarat with the numbers, those lateral balls good. Finds his way to Lockett. He's able to play on. Bump it inside forward 50. Too tall for the intended target, and Shea. And the licence was acquired from Buckley with the barrel. It came back with interest from North Ballarat, unable to score. And out of bounds it goes. It's 53-point margin on the Metro scoreboard here at the Marty Bush Reserve.
I do agree. I think North Ballarat probably need to think about playing an actual designated backup ruck next week, whether it's Ryan Luke, whether it's Finn Russell. Even Cam McCallum played in the twos, so they have looked like they've missed that option today.
Well, it's strange given Collins has been the first ruck up until when Victorici arrived. He hasn't played there at all today. As Sebastopol win the clearance through Toby Hutt. Speaking of rucks, he's been super again this afternoon. Comes out wide. Finds a teammate who just kicks it back to Toby Hutt and takes the mark. He plays on quickly. Gosh, he's a fit man, Toby Hutt. He's getting across the ground very quickly. Hits up Fletcher, who started the game so strongly for Sebastopol. He kicks in short and finds Edwards, who's going to have another shot at goal. Or is he? He's going to play on and kick in the direction of Banbury very unselfishly. And Jack Banbury for Sebastopol marks around 35 metres from goal on the slightest of angle, much to the frustration of North Ballarat's Tom Bromley-Lynch.
Yeah, it was a sitting duck, wasn't he? And Edwards, well, he hasn't his kicking boots on, so he decided he wanted to palm one off, kick to the fat side Banbury ball by himself.
He's got so many weapons, Sebastopol. I mean, I know North are tired and injured, etc., but Sebastopol just looked to have so much depth in every position all over the ground.
It's become the 9th individual goal kicker of the afternoon for the Borough. The interleague captain last week, Jack Banbury, has stubbed his toe and not made the distance.
He'll need that drill.
Or a floater.
That was not great, Jack. And he'll know it too. North Ballarat don't concede a score from that. And a bizarre way to finish.
He's doing what you have to do after you do a bad kick like that. You just have to look at the ground, pretend
100%.
it was the ground, there was a rock, there's a hole there or something.
Clearing kick might come back from interest. Stewart slided him well and in the end holds things up about 60 metres from goal. Played 27.5 minutes in this final term. Sebastopol by 53 points. They're going to run out convincing victors and be top of the ladder in the Ballarat Footy League after this win over the arch rivals North Ballarat. Only the 11th time in their history have they beat the Roosters.
Tell you what, whilst Jack Banbury did miss that kick, he's been super this afternoon as Quick goes in for North Ballarat to win the clearance in that boundary throw in. Kicked it straight to Toby Hutt though for Sebastopol, handball to Buckley. Still plenty of run from Sebastopol despite the 28-minute mark of the last quarter. Comes out to Stewart now. Kicks long to half forward, leading out the mark, taken by Bailey Medwell, who's spending some time forward. He goes in short and finds a teammate in Fletcher.
Now, Fletcher is a thumping kick, and he's getting told to have the shot late in the game. Interesting to see he's got the wheels with the lactic acid in the legs from here, Brad McGowan, but he's done a lot of good things today, so...
He'll be in the contenders for the Sporting Globe Player of the Day because he started the game so well.
3-3 on the score sheet is a very good afternoon for any forward, particularly when in a hard roll like he's on a high half forward position where you can be starved of opportunity, but when you maximise, you become the guy. And Fletcher, rightful kicks away to the right, won't make the distance, but Manari doesn't mind. He floats from 3 deep and takes the mark and squares it up and finds Henderson. 15 metres directly in front.
Gosh, he's unselfish, Manari, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he could have gone back and had a shot himself, but he's seen Henderson in a better position and just passed it over, Brad.
The team just has that feel about it right now, where they're all doing what they need to.
And Felix Henderson, had a great second half to be fair, racked him up. But the cap of his day with a second goal. And he's got it. And the Borough will run it. 14 goals, 15, 99 on the Metro scoreboard, defeating North Ballarat's 5 goals 10, 40 here at the Marty Bush Reserve. It was a convincing win on the scoreboard, Brad McGowan, and a game we expect to be tight, a real flip of the coin. North Ballarat, with some injured soldiers, but fancy to really take it right up to Sebastopol. But in the end, you look at the scoreboard, you look at the stats probably when they come through on Premier Data, and it was all one-way traffic in my book.
Yeah, it really was. But right from the start of the day, Sebastopol looked to be the team that was playing the more attacking style. And then as the game wore on, and North Ballarat started to get injuries and their pressure dropped away, it then just allowed Sebastopol's superior skills to just really stand out, and that's why they were able to blow North Ballarat away there in the end. And realistically, it really did come from their midfield. We said at the start of the game we thought Sebastopol had the most depth in that midfield group when they were doing that warm-up for a start. There's just so many stars in there. They all play their role so well. And when they got on top in the second half in particular, it just allowed the Sebastopol forwards to line up. And, hey, it would have been a great place to play in the Sebastopol forward line today.
Yeah, Jacob Fletcher kicked 3 goals up forward and a couple to Ash Manari, Toby Hutt and Felix Henderson with a couple each, and then singles to McDonald, Keel, Forbes, Lockie Cassidy in game 100. Also got on the score sheet for North Ballarat. Jay Lockett, he tried hard, he kicked a couple. Tom Penny kicked 2. Arguably their two best today with a couple of goals apiece and a single, of course, Declan McQuiggan. But here joins a very long injury list for North Ballarat. Himself, Loberson, Sam Glover, just three that couldn't feature back on the ground. Then you add in a wounded Curran and Brinker Ritchie as well. Jolie, Morris. There was basically everyone in the North Ballarat team seen a couple of knocks today.
Yeah.
And a little bit of soul searching going into next week for them. Well, they take on Darley at Mars Stadium, so...
Yeah, it's going to be a big night of celebration for Sebas, and for North it's going to be what actually we've lost in the scoreboard, but what else have we lost in terms of playing personnel? They're fortunate they've got a pretty strong reserves team, so there is some